Crimez. Good morning, everyone. Prince and I are feeling good, and we're about to get into some movie talk, film talk, pertaining to the legendary actor, Big Willie, Will Smith.
This is your boy Prince Solomon in the building. That's right. We got to give it in to the one and only homie, the legend, the one and only from Philly, Mr. Will Smith. The man that was able to break down so many barriers. The man that doesn't really get any respect in the game. The man that a lot of peanut-headed little niggas don't even show no respect to a real Philly Don. This nigga kicked in the door for niggas like me. You know what I'm saying? Facts.
He did.
Facts. Fact. Where would I be without parents just to understand?
Well, also, Will Smith didn't think about remaining stagnant, so I'm glad you brought up, what's his name again? Beanie Singles. I'm just messing with y'all.
You little peanut-headed little girl, you. Facts. I'm the one that gave birth to a little nigga like you. Don't you ever forget my name.
Yeah.
Facts.
Beanie Singles. That's right. But we're getting into it. Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Yes. We're going in on Will Smith and his discography.
We're not going to just do the discography.
Yeah,
we're going to talk about the films, then the discography.
Structure.
Yeah.
But I'm going to give them just real quick. We know that Collateral Beauty is just shitty film, more than likely.
That's too far. Hey, girl, we didn't jump all the way down the road and past the rabbits and trees. Girl, come on now.
But what I will say is we're going to start off with the films that we thought were just top tier from Will Smith. The ones we love, the ones we can watch over and over again. Then we're going to go into the ones that we was like, 50-50, something in the film distracted us, whether it was the ending or an element we didn't like. And then we're going to go into the last tier, the third tier, which will be the films we thought were straight up garbage.
Right, exactly. So when we get a chance to break some of this down with these films, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Brothers and sisters, we're going to check these films from my man Will Smith and combating this system and this infrastructure. Yes, Will Smith. I'll be honest with you. I'm still a big fan of Will Smith, even though I've seen some silly things in the most recent years from the films.
His catalog.
From the films, you know. Like, Sincere knows me. I go in sometimes, you know what I'm saying? But we can go ahead. First and foremost, everybody, good morning. Let's go through the church. Can we go through the gospel? Yes, Stephen Smith. Not here. Steve Simmons here. Talk a lot videos. Yes, Lord, we know you're talking.
Hey, Wildcard.
Pim Griffey. Yes, Lord, I know you're here. Shango Deluxe. Yes, Lord. Afro Double OG. That's right. It takes 2 G's. Double OG. Yes, Lord, you're here.
Steve Simmons.
Huron here. Jeff Dean. Yes, Lord. Michael Gibson. Yes, Lord, a real name. Michael Gibson, I want to say I give a shout out to you for using your real name. Michael Gibson, not Young Thug, not Lil Trey, but Michael Gibson. Government name in the building. Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. We appreciate y'all so much in the building, that is. Yo, what up, Street Smarts Podcast? I appreciate you. Okay, then. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Is that correct, Sincere?
There's a lot of films that Will Smith was the lead actor in that were great. So let's just throw one out of the hat, and I'll start with one of the ones that was my favorite. 1997, I believe it came out, the first Men in Black movie.
Wait. Now, hold on. Wait a minute now. Black woman. See what I'm talking about here, black woman.
What?
Now, contextually speaking, you cannot get before the king. All right, queen, I appreciate you, and I love you so much. I love you. That's what I love about you, Sincere. You're very straightforward. But we got to start with his early work, right? You want to go back to Made in America?
I thought we wasn't going in the order. I thought we were just saying what were his best films, what was the films that were okay, and what was the films that were crappy.
Well, what I want to do is disprove the notion and the stereotypical view of white supremacy that Negroes don't have structure.
That is structure, though.
So today what I would like to do, I mean, I'm just at least, you want to start with Made in America. You want to start with that? You remember that, right? I mean, come on, that's your girl. I know what he said.
But what year did Made in America come out?
93.
But so did 6 Degrees of Separation.
Yeah, but his first, actually, Where the Day Takes You, I don't know what that is.
Exactly. So look.
This is what I'm saying. No, everybody know. No, you can say I know what that is. I don't know what that is with Where the Day Takes You. I don't even think Will knows what that is.
But that's what I'm saying.
But Negroes know Made in America.
Well, okay. If you want to start with, but I would have liked to start with what we thought was his best films, and then go with the films that were okay to the films that were.
Made in America was Will Smith's best movie. You know why? It was starring me.
Look, Made in America
was a great film.
It was an okay film, but it didn't really star Will Smith. I mean, the lead that were really in the film was Whoopi and Dan. So I mean, he was just him and what's her name?
Nia Long,
yeah.
But
what?
We had a chance to see Will Smith hit the screen though, and then now. 6 Degrees of Separation. Come on now, goddamn well that's a monster ass movie. That boy in there was lying his ass off.
6 Degrees of Separation was his debut as a lead in the film, and he did a great job actually. A lot of people still to this day think that he had the best acting chops within that particular film. But it's not a film that a lot of people know of. It's not a film that people be like, oh yeah, they just think of 6 Degrees of Separation when it comes to Will Smith. It doesn't come to mind, even though he did a great job in it.
You saying a lot of white people didn't know of? That's what you trying to say?
No, I think white and black people. Period.
I dispelled that notion.
I don't think. Look. Every time I talk to a Will Smith fan or someone who's not a fan of Will Smith but they like certain movies from him, I've never heard anyone mention 6 Degrees of Separation.
But if you bring it up, I bet they remember what that is.
If you bring it up, some people be like, oh yeah. That he did do good in that film. Yeah. But it's not a film that's conscious to people when they talk about his catalog.
But to the conscious community, it's a film. No, but look, I think personally, I thought still to this day that's his best film showing his acting range. That is, to me, it's his most expressive. I know, like, I see some people like Mr. Darkest, he's always saying Pursuit of Happiness, right?
Oh, yeah, we're going to get to that.
Yeah, we're going to get to that.
We know he comes back around with Muhammad Ali and The Pursuit of Happiness.
But he tried to, he tried to stay in that territory. He didn't stretch his legs, and the car got too small for him. So, all right, then. So, what film, Miss Sincere, would you like to roll into?
Okay, so we're really going into his best films now. What we think is his best films, right?
Yes.
That order. Okay. So,
look at her getting all happy.
1997.
She had the little Men in Black action figure.
I did. When the video came on, my brother and I, we used to copy the dance move, the choreography for the Men in Black video when it came out, and I thought it was the coolest thing. But what I liked about Men in Black is it was just so dope to me to see black people or a black lead character being a science fiction film, and it was funny. Will was funny in it. It was action packed. The story wasn't sloppy, and I thought it was a great blockbuster film. What about you?
I thought I saw too much of a Freemasonic propaganda. I couldn't stomach it halfway through. No, actually, first of all, it was Will Smith, and growing up, Will Smith was just like, he was like our Arnold Schwarzenegger. You know what I'm saying? He was like our Sylvester Stallone. You know what I'm saying? So it was like he was the cool brother. In fact, Will Smith almost inadvertently kicked off a stereotype that every black guy had to be cool from that point on, for real. Like, you had the stereotypes of like Shaft, like, hey man, I'm gonna shoot me a cracker, but it was more aggressive. But Will was like the humorous cool black guy that you saw that type of imagery because of how popular he was. It was showing up in like on the small screen and big screen. Now with Men in Black, yeah, yes. It was dope because it was directed by Barry Sonnenfeld, okay, and then it was written by Ed Solomon. It was based on the Men in Black little series by Lowell Cunningham,
and it
starred Tommy Lee Jones,
who's a great actor. Tommy Lee Jones is a great actor,
right? And then it had, for the music though, the music score was Danny Elfman, who did Batman and Edward Scissorhands.
The musical score for Men in Black, the first film, was definitely on point, and I also felt what Will Smith contributed to that particular movie when it musically was also dope. Because like I said, I thought the Men in Black music video is a classic, and I thought that song is a classic. I know, it's a song that is sampled, but still I like the way he utilized that, and made it into a single for Men in Black.
Yeah, there was a period though like the films Will Smith was in, it was crazy because he was able to, not just him, but he was able to select films or scripts that was able to successfully mix comedy and action.
Exactly.
If you think about Men in Black, it was a perfect blend. It was a perfect blend.
It was a perfect blend of all the above. Yeah.
It was like it was aliens. Like, okay, you remember when that movie Mars Attack came out?
Which was funny. Mars Attacks.
It was funny but creepy because like it would be funny. Right? And then it would happen like that. You would see it and you laugh, and then the next minute they would kill somebody. Like, oh shit,
they blow somebody's head off.
Yeah, but you didn't get that with Men in Black. It was like it was they laugh, it joke, but it didn't go too far. Like Mars Attack is still a movie I can't tell if it's like it's a lot of dark humor.
It was also cutting people's bodies apart.
Yeah,
you
have a moment
setting it with animals and different things like that.
Yeah, you will have a moment where you laughing, and then he'll do something. Oh shit, nigga.
Well, it's a movie where I really thought the little kid was gonna die because it was so dark in that way. It was it did have a dark humor to it because throughout the movie at first it starts off light and goofy and you're like whatever, and then it gets real. It's when it came down and they start killing people. But Men in Black, the first one was really dope, and we got to give it to Tommy Lee Jones. The dude was funny. Rip Torn was funny as hell too, as well. But okay, now. Oh, real quick, I just want to say, people, I know it's from Forget Me Nots. I know that from Patrice. I know that's what the single for Men in Black, they sample from that. So,
okay, now what we getting ready to get into in the name of Jesus Cristo
is something. What you got?
Is something that's a bit controversial here. So, now I see it here. Zero Tolerance is already speaking on it, and this is pertaining to Men in Black, the music. All right, he says Will Smith is or was a whack rapper. Now, you personally,
I agree with that.
Okay, but here's the thing. You personally,
go ahead.
For the soundtrack, what did you think about it?
Look. Zero Tolerance. We're not saying that Will Smith is this superb lyricist, but it's like Summertime. Like Summertime is a dope song. It's a dope track, and Will Smith energy is nice there with jazzy. So it's like for Will, he didn't have to be a great lyricist. He just made some music that was good.
Okay, now here's the thing.
So we're not talking about like as a body of work. We're like Summertime is a classic. The first Men in Black single he did where he sampled Forget Me Nots for the first Men in Black film was dope. But I'm not saying as a collective that Will Smith musically is like the dopest artist. It's more of his personality and imagination within his videos that really got people.
Yeah, Mr. Dawkins, now pertaining to Will Smith rapping, right? I agree with Mr. Dawkins here. And I agree with you, Sincere, for two different reasons. Mr. Dawkins is correct. Cold Red was actually a nice little album, okay? It was nice. DJ Jazzy Jeff, first of all,
needs to be getting a lot of credit.
You can't shit on Will Smith's career as a rapper because DJ Jazzy Jeff, he is a premier producer.
Well, he made a lot of Will Smith early work dope. That's what I was talking about. He didn't have to get busy like that much in the lyricism. It's a different component that Will Smith brought to hip hop.
Right now. Here's the thing, though. What happened with Will Smith later in his career, it got a little goofy.
It got really goofy later in his career.
Look at the wow. Wow. Wow, West.
Yeah.
We're going to the wow. Yeah. So, but we're going to stay on the movies now for what he was able to work in with cross-promotional advertising and corporate branding, because we had to remember, for the studios, Will Smith was a fucking dream. He was the Negro that was funny on screen, had charisma, had the looks, and then he could flip side it by making it into a little jingle to promote it to the children. So for the studios, he was the magic Negro behind Men in Black.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, of course he was, and let's be real. Also, Men in Black definitely have a comic book feel to it at the same time, as well. Which a lot of people, even when they think about comic book movies, they don't really think of Men in Black, even though one could say it is. It's a science fiction comic book film.
It was funny.
Yeah.
It was very funny, and because of it, they were able to launch a cartoon as well. The cartoon was dope.
The animation, I love the
2
animation.
seasons, we only got out of it, though.
Yeah, only 2 seasons.
You know, I remember, though, there were some people at the time, they was like, but why the brother got to be running all through the movie with a suit on? What are they trying to say? That a black man, even in a suit, he's going to be on the run? I was like, calm down. It's for the children.
And let's even get into the movie of Men in Black a little bit here. I mean, the gadgets were great. You know, even people used to joke around with their little pens. I saw kids, you know, putting their pen in front of people's faces, you know, saying the little speech.
And getting their ass whooped. Yo, man, get your finger out my face.
But I thought the gadgets and Men in Black was definitely creative as well. What about you?
Yeah, I did thought it was great. I love that one scene where I think that was in the second one, where they kept flashing the girl, and no, it was in the first one, was it? Where
no,
he
it was the first one.
He kept flashing the girl. He was like, "Man, chill out. You gonna give her brain cancer or something?"
Yeah, because it's like, you know. Tommy Lee's character, ignorant ass cat, this is his 5th time about to flash her.
Yo, Tommy Lee was funny. He was funny, you know, because he's got some good films under his belt too.
Oh yeah, he has a lot of good films.
A lot of great films.
Under his belt.
Still get around too for his age too. Right?
Yeah.
He still get around, man. I saw a film with Tommy Lee Jones, and he was older, and he was rolling around on the. I was like,
and on the horse. It was some movie he did with the girl who did
Get your hands off me.
$1 Million Baby. He did
$1 Million Baby with Hilary Swank.
Yeah, he did a movie with her recently where he was doing action packed moves.
Man, you know what? When $1 Million Baby came out, I remember a lot of rappers was using Hilary Swank as a bad punchline. I got $1 Million Baby like Hilary Swank. See me get to the bigger bank and all that type of stuff. I'm like, damn, that is terrible.
So what else did you like about Men in Black, the first one?
Oh, the cinematography, the overall film of it, which the cinematography was done by Don Peterman, edited by Jim Miller, and the film came out July 2nd, 1997. Yo,
I was 7 years old when it came out.
That's when he was on that run about being the Independent Day king of the box office. Mm-hmm. You know, and it was a good film.
It was a stylish film too.
Yeah,
that's another thing. It's a stylish film too.
Now we got to go back 1 year though.
Independence Day.
Independence Day. You know, and that film right there that was his breakout film for him.
Yes, it was his breakout blockbuster film. Right. Absolutely.
It was directed by Roland Emmerich. And produced by Dean Devlin.
Box office, think about this. Prior to 1997, Independence Day accumulated $817.4 million. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. That's a mega block office film that rivals a lot of them today too. You know,
yeah.
And he was the star of it. He stole the show, Will Smith, in that film.
He did. He did, because his humor was just, it was all over the screen. Now, what it was about Independence Day, it's one of those films that even today, like if I see it on like, you know, TV or something, or if I feel like watching, I'll watch it. You and I, we watched the sequel.
We didn't watch the whole sequel. It was a struggle watch.
Yeah, you know how they did it, right? You could tell when they couldn't afford the actor anymore. They was like, yeah, because his son was in it, right? Mm. You know, and he was like, yeah, I miss my dad. And they're like, I know, he's dead.
Yeah, I can see why he turned down the sequel, because it was a shitty movie. It was a crappy movie.
It was bad.
The script, everything was bad. So
it was bad.
I understood why Will Smith decided not to take that. But the one in 1996, man, he stole the show. Mm-hmm. He was funny again. Like you said, he was blending the whole humor and action packed, but yet at times you took him serious at the same time when he got busy. So, you know, Independence Day definitely was Will Smith breakout film, blockbuster wise. Absolutely.
That was the only time you all were able to see Vivica Fox's butt on screen too, as well. Y'all didn't get a chance to see that anymore.
Yeah, that's before all the plastic surgery. Vivica A. Fox, she was a very stunning woman. You know, the last time we saw her without all that plastic surgery was Kill Bill Volume 1, which was I love her in that scene with her and
Uma Thurman.
Yeah.
Yeah, Uma Thurman, yeah, you could tell, man, she one of them classic almost Russian white women, just couldn't feel no pain. Like, I feel sorry for like most women that get into a fight with it. It look like she don't feel no pain. She keep pushing
all
on
those
through.
action sequences was definitely really nice. But go ahead.
No, I was just saying, going back to 96 with Independence Day.
Yeah,
it was a terrific film. And just the way they did it, though, was different, right? Because usually they'll have, like, the aliens just come in and immediately get turned up, right? But the way they set everything up, the entire film, and then how a lot of the humans, there was a fringe population that got suckered into thinking like, oh, they're here to help us.
Yeah, that was really funny to me. There's like, no, the aliens come in peace. Everyone, let's rally for the aliens. Let's have this spiritual ball for the aliens. And they were the first ones that got killed.
Yeah, but if you think about it, realistic, that's some shit that'll go down today.
Not to say that if aliens came today, they automatically would want to go to war with us. But you do have a fringe group. Every time when something happens, they'd be the first ones like, no, we must not fight. This is, So that was really funny in the film. I'm glad you brought it up. And also, what people need to understand about Independence Day, Will Smith found his niche there. He's like, I'm going to do a bunch of science fiction films.
And say in every film, I make this look good. Because, you remember there was a period Will Smith had the same haircut. See, that was when Will Smith was happy, when he had that high top, low cut. You remember that from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air? And as soon as he got rid of it, that's when he started doing them shaky films. So we can get that haircut, if we can go find that barber from the south side or the west side of Philly, right, and get him back, to get Will Smith back in the seat, more than likely, we might be able to get him to be happy again.
It's also because people forget that the type of energy Will Smith brings to a film, people want to see that. So just real quick, After Earth, he didn't have it in there, but we'll get into that later. But for a while, he was back to back to back. Every time he did a science fiction movie,
right,
he was hitting all angles. And Independence Day definitely kicked that off.
Yeah, exactly. Side note, Sean, 12SS says, yo, did Thought Crimes talk about Rob Kardashian? This shit funny. Fill us in on it, man. Sincere and I, we are strictly on an anti-Kardashian diet over here, so we do not know what is on the plate, and we do not know what it tastes like. Jonathan Phillip, Prince, Forbes top 10 list in 96 with 56 million. Prince, he didn't have to sell out, double down.
Oh, we're going to go into that also with a particular type of selling out I feel Will did pertaining to certain movies that I thought was whack that I didn't need to do. But we're going to that later because we're going to start off, we're starting off with the films that we thought were dope.
Right. Well, here's the thing. I will say this. At Will Smith's level, period, even now, anybody, they're going to make a case that he, quote unquote, sold out. Now, there's a period where when we feel he started choosing bad films, bad scripts, there's a difference. But back then when he blew up, he just blew up because just the public loved his image.
Yeah, people got to remember, Will Smith has a really likable personality, and that's how he comes off to the public, especially in the beginning. Of course, we don't know him personally, but just his charisma and how he came off to the general public when he was doing those films. So Independence Day, come on, you have Independence Day in 96, and you come back kicking ass with Men in Black in 1997, and then you keep going and going and going. People, that's why, eventually he upstaged Tom Cruise.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, because they had this weird duality thing going on for a moment. And Will Smith broke off more into action. Mm-hmm. Yo, what up? MJ Will got skills. Yes, what's up, homie? You're stepping into the building. We are now discussing Mr. William Smith, Mr. Trillium Smith.
Gregory Birch said,
China is one ugly bitch.
Same with Amber Rose.
Now, Gregory Birch, brother, I definitely have to concede with you on this one. I always thought Amber Rose had a light bulb head. I don't know what it is that drive brothers crazy about that light bulb head, Susie Powder ass little girl. That's what I said, well, maybe shit, I'm missing something. But I will say this. We're going to go ahead and continue with Mr. Trillium Smith. All right, now, Sincere, for you, I know you was a big fan of Enemy of the State.
Yes, Enemy of the State. Everybody, you have to go look at that film. Regina King was in that film. I like her as an actress as well. She also has went and have gone into directing. But going back to Enemy of the State, I thought Enemy of the State is another film from Will Smith that is in my top tier with Independence Day and Men in Black. You know, they talked about the NSA. The funny thing is, when the movie came out, a lot of people thought the movie was dope, but no one thought the NSA was a reality. That's the thing that was funny to me. You know, now under the Obama administration, I believe towards the end of his first term or the beginning of his second term, you know, people went crazy. Oh my, the spying, the government. But in the Enemy of the State, they talked about that. I mean, they had all these gadgets where they were spying on Will Smith's character and getting people killed who knew too much about a particular subject, whether it was something illegal that happened within the U.S. military. So it was interesting to me how, but at that time, people thought, oh, this film is fantasy.
Well, isn't it ironic, especially with these times, that Enemy of the State was represented by a black man in the film? Mm-hmm. Maybe they was trying to send us a message.
No, they are sending a message because if you think about it, historically, the enemy of the state was a black man. Mm-hmm. Always.
Y'all hear that?
It was always a black person who was fighting for people's freedoms or unintentionally learned about certain information and wanted to bring it to the people. Mm-hmm. You know, if you look at, you know, Martin Luther King, Malcolm X, and black people just being an enemy of the state, Harriet Tubman, and all that. So watching Enemy of the State, and when I was watching Will Smith, I thought it was a powerful film.
Metaphorical.
Yeah. I thought it was.
Metaphorical. See, you all don't understand. See, Will Smith was on his conscious shit then. The brother was trying to sell y'all something then. The Illuminati was after him. The NSA, the Negro Search Association, was after Will Smith in Enemy of the State.
Yeah, I mean, if everybody go back and watch that film the time it came out, again, it's crazy how time changes so quickly. Because when the film came out, people really didn't think that was. They was like, "Oh, this is some like future shit, like what the government can do to you." But they didn't know. First of all, the NSA was already there since Nixon, a little bit before Nixon.
Yes,
and that even when that movie came out, the NSA was up and running. But again, people thought it was a fantasy. So then when under Obama, the NSA came to further light, and everybody was like, "Oh my God, I can't believe it." I was looking at people like, "What?
Yeah.
What? You surprised? Like this is new?" And people was like blaming Obama. Obama created the NSA. The NSA was out before a little bit before Nixon. But anyway, to get back to the point,
NSA, it's been around. It's been around for a long time, and yes, metaphorically, the film was very powerful, of course, and. The fact that when he was taking off his clothes and he kept saying your clothes are hot. He says, "What do you mean? Get out of your clothes, get out of your clothes, there's wire in your clothes," all that type of stuff. Also, another film at that time, which was interesting, was Arnold Schwarzenegger's Eraser as well. It touched on similar things also. What people fail to realize is that a lot of these authors, once again, they are privy to, you know, pertinent information, and they fast forwarded off to screenwriters, and screenwriters, they know certain things, and they just drop little bits of truth in these films. So then that way, when you go back, you're like, oh, wow, that's crazy.
And there's another thing, y'all, for the box office, another win for him when it came to Enemy of the State, $250.6 million Will acquired, or the movie acquired for Enemy of the State. And another thing, look, it was crazy. Yeah, they were able to not only wiretap his entire home, his clothing. They had vans out scoping him. Everybody he knew were in danger. They were talking to all his acquaintances. I mean, it was everywhere.
Well, yeah, another thing, though, also what they were able to do successfully was run a smear campaign against him.
Yes, they
did it in a high-tech fashion as well. And then on top of that, they had basically... they had proxies in his life, people that pretended to be something that they weren't, though.
And the person who was real, though, he did have an affair with Lisa Bonet's character in the past, had put him and his wife on some icy footing. But she already knew what was going down, and they were talking, and she was going to help him, and she ends up dead.
Yes.
You know, and there's a lot of people. It correlates to today, where you have people who are whistleblowers who end up dead. So, you know, people, they enjoyed the movie, but they forgot they were living in that world already, and it was only going to get worse as technology advanced even further.
Well, that always tends to happen, though, right? Mm-hmm. Because now, for instance, when we look at films like Terminator, right? And we look now that we see what the information that the military decided to release thus far, we see cyborgs or robots, right? Robotic equipment that is similar to the Terminator, right? Mm-hmm. But people fail to realize that Skynet was an actual military program.
Yeah.
So a lot of this stuff is
And they
true.
had drones in Enemy of the State.
They did have drones in Enemy of the State. You're absolutely right about that. Yeah, the Enemy of the State is one of those films that is quietly slept on. It's a sleeper film for a lot of people.
It's a sleeper film because that's another film that does, even though it did well in the box office, when people usually go back into Will Smith catalog, that's another one that usually gets dropped. But when you bring it up, people be like, "Oh crap, that movie was dope."
Yeah. And Gene Hackman did a great job.
Excellent job. I think also Gene Hackman was irritated because I think he was like a father figure to Lisa Bonet's character, and she ended up getting killed.
Gene Hackman. Mm-hmm. You know, another thing about Gene Hackman, I will be honest with you, I was actually surprised he wasn't the villain. Think about that. Remember?
Angelina's father was the villain.
Yeah, John Voight.
Yeah, John Voight.
He's never played the good guy.
He's never played the good guy.
Never
in any
played
film
the good
I see him in.
Actually, yeah, he would be the only guy on set whose evil will be stronger than Gene Hackman's. Mm-hmm. You know, level up. But yeah, Enemy of the State is something that went over a lot of people's heads. And yes, you are correct, Cam Moore. And what's up to you? Good morning. But Skynet, yes, if you go ahead and check out the program that was implemented through the military, people say it is Google, but Google is actually an offshoot of the NSA. A lot of people don't know that. So
yeah, a lot of them are just offshoots of the NSA.
Yeah, and Google is actually something that had been around for a long time, but it was exclusive to the military, and they just decided to release it as junk technology. Yeah. So we think it's new, but it's junk technology.
And it's something we also got to make clear here. There are people who come up with independent ideas, right? But then when they get a certain amount of power and they see the public enjoys it a lot, then sometimes they get brought to the table. That includes Google, which that's what took place. Also Facebook and sometimes other social media outlets or search engines, they get talked to. Let's just say that.
Yeah, because you have to understand, like, if Mark Zuckerberg is such a genius, he hasn't come up with anything else since. But it was suspected, as was noted in part of the film, that, you know, hey, man, he just kind of swiped that. Come on, Mark. Come on, man. You walked in your homeboy's dorm room with your little cotton knit sweater when he wasn't in there in the shower, and you swiped it. You got it. And, you know, he's filthy rich behind it. But, yes, Facebook, all of these things that we're using today, these were internal applications that was exclusive to military servers.
Yes, Earl as well. YouTube. Look, anything that somebody creates that makes billions, and it's also related to the internet, the government does talk to them. You know, they do have the meetings. Just like Trump, he had a meeting with everybody in the tech world on Silicon Valley. He had a meeting with them not too long ago.
It's going to be good.
Although Zach wasn't in that particular meeting, but it's a tool. Look, it's weird because it's a battle ground for different people. Cops, the government. It can also sometimes help people, like what it did with Standing Rock, or help save your life where you are live streaming. But it's a tool. I would just say all of these outlets are a tool, and they can be used for good. They can be used for evil, and that's what we got to keep in mind. And Enemy of the State showcased that. Yeah,
with a budget of $90 million. And then they got that re-up of $250 million in the box office. So they definitely got their payout on Mr. Magic Negro, William Smith, Trill Smith. Now, since it's the next film that you enjoy, because you know me, I like all of his catalogs, except you know which films I don't like.
Yeah, we're going to go in the middle category soon. But no, we're going to stay up on a high note. Another film that I thought was excellent from Will Smith is The Pursuit of Happiness. I thought he did a great job, him and his son Jaden. It was an inspiring film based off of a true story. And I thought, I love seeing a father-son film, where you had Will Smith as a black man with his son and just basically trying to hustle and make a better life for them.
Yeah, the film was very touching. It was very touching, and I read the book. Chris Gardner is a dope story. You guys should check it out. He has that book, and he also has another, I believe it's How to Get Out of Your Own Way or something like that. That's the one I'm currently reading. I haven't finished it. But Chris Gardner has a wonderful story. Of course, it was turned into a film. His biography was actually turned into a film, and it showcased Chris Gardner and his son going through several situations of homelessness. Then on top of that, it showed like when the mother, she was just raw. Mm-hmm. She was raw.
By
she didn't care.
Thandi Newton.
Thandi Newton is the perfect person to play a villain.
Yeah, she's doing pretty good too. Also on Westworld, we don't know if she's a villain or anything.
Westworld is a dope movie, dope show.
Thandi is a great actress. Thandi Newton. Yeah,
she is. Yeah, I definitely liked her in Chronicles of Riddick too when she played the villain as well. But yeah, with Pursuit of Happiness, it was a very motivational movie for me, and of course, like I said, growing up and experiencing homelessness, I could relate to the film in a lot more different ways. So a lot of things was real about that film.
It also was a film to say don't give up.
Yes,
don't give up. He's dealing with racism, poverty. He had a kid, but the movie, the whole film was about not giving up. Fighting to live.
Got a question here. Adrian Sibley, and I agree with you, Sincere. Will Smith is a way better actor than Tom Cruise. I don't know about that one.
I agree. I think Will Smith, to me, I prefer Will Smith blockbusters though over Tom Cruise. What do you think about? I like Mission Impossible. I like Minority Report. Minority Report is a badass film, but I think I would have to give Will Smith the edge here pertaining to the blockbusters at the very least.
Tom Cruise versus Will Smith, filmography. I'm kind of on the fence about that one.
I know Tom Cruise has a lot of blockbuster films.
Tom Cruise was a better rapper too. I don't know. I'm on the fence about that one. I really am, because there were a lot of Tom Cruise films that I liked. I liked a lot of his films from the early part of his career as well.
Top Gun?
Top Gun, Risky Business, All the Right Moves, Legend, The Color of Money, Cocktail, Rain Man, Born on the 4th of July, Days of Thunder, Far and Away, A Few Good Men, Magnolia. He was funny in that film. The Firm, Interview with a Vampire, Mission Impossible.
Show me the money.
Jerry Maguire.
Show me the money. Edge of Tomorrow I thought was a dope film, 2014.
Vanilla Sky was a dope movie. Minority Report was a dope movie. The Last Samurai was a dope movie.
Last Samurai was a good movie, but it was pandering. I didn't like that.
It was
film.
a dope movie to me. I liked it.
I still didn't like it because of the whole
culture,
white savior aspect. I thought.
Well, yeah. I recognized it for what it was, but I'm just saying for a film.
A Few Good Men was a good film.
War of the Worlds was good. Mission Impossible 2, Lions for Lambs, Valkyrie was a good movie.
Eyes Wide Shut was Sabotage, because it was a lot of stuff. It was some cuts in the film that were taken out.
Yeah, Stanley Kubrick, they murdered that boy.
They murdered him, and then they chopped up his film. That's why when it came out, critics butchered it and everything. And there was also parts and scenes in the film that was taken
missing,
out.
Yeah.
So the flow of it was off for a lot of people.
I would say for Tom Cruise,
I like Collateral.
From 96 to 2006, he had like a dope ass real run. I still got to go with my boy Will though.
Yeah, I still got to go with Will as well. I'm not gonna watch the film The Mummy, but I will say that the last comeback I thought that was pretty good for Tom Cruise was Edge of Tomorrow. But going back to The Pursuit of Happiness, I thought The Pursuit of Happiness was a great film. Just like 6 Degrees of Separation, in this particular film, Will Smith showed his acting range, which I thought was good.
Well, yes, he did, because people have been very critical of him They say, Will, I mean, the movies, the money, the box office, but where's your critically acclaimed film, Will? Where's your classic?
He has 3.
Pursuit of Happiness. Go ahead, Sincere.
No. You said where it's his acting chop film. He has 3: 6 Degrees of Separation, The Pursuit of Happiness, and Muhammad Ali.
Well, at that time when Will was on that run, they were criticizing him for that. They all of a sudden they forgot about 6 Degrees of Separation.
Well, yeah, and also Muhammad Ali and The Pursuit of Happiness both were nominated for Oscars.
Well, another thing
and both time he lost to other black men. Yeah,
another thing about Will Smith though with Pursuit of Happiness is that the film wasn't anything unnatural about it. Everything was forced. Yeah, you just felt it.
It wasn't cheesy.
Yeah, he didn't jump in a tub in that film with a squid and say, "Hey, I'm gonna report a murder or a death." He just kept pushing.
He trying to hit to 7 pounds, which we will get to
Horrible
later.
Film.
We will get to
Horrible film. Him and his high top wig.
Well, we'll get to that later. Another dope movie, I, Robot. That's another, to me, I thought I, Robot was an enjoyable film. What about you?
I, Robot, I thought it was a good film. It is a good film. It's not a film I always go back to, but it was a good film. If I see it, I'll watch it, but it was a good film. And he seemed more serious in that film, to be honest with you.
He did.
Wasn't joking.
Oh, yeah. He had a more serious role, but again, another science fiction film.
Yes, of course.
I like science fiction, and I love to see black people in science fiction.
Well, of course, it was based on the book by I, Robot by Isaac Asimov, who's one of the kings in the science fiction department. So it was dope that they even flipped it into the brother in that one. Because originally that wasn't the case.
And also for people who mentioned it before, because of this role that Will Smith was on, again, 96 Independence Day, 97 Men in Black, 1998 Enemy of the State, they did want him to play the lead in The Matrix, and he turned it down.
No, Neo, it's already been turned down. What he said, I can dodge bullets? No, Neo, that would be stupid.
What's another movie that would be top tier for you, Prince, in Will Smith's catalog?
Oh, Bad Boys. It's got to be the first Bad Boys.
What you gonna do?
That was in 9/5 with Martin Lawrence, and then that was when they both were doing their thing, you know what I'm saying? And that was really a big deal, though, because that was like Jay-Z and Nas standing on stage together for them two.
And it did well in the box office.
Oh,
it did very well.
That's why they're working on a third one now.
$141 million.
Dang. Yeah, so what did you think about the film, though, Sincere?
I thought it was great chemistry between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. I thought Will Smith was edgy, and some people think he can't do edge, but I think he could do edge. So I thought it was an edgy film. I thought it was fun. I like the dynamic of you have these two brothers out there being cops, lead cops, and lead officers, and just basically taking everything to the head.
That's what I'm talking about, shattering stereotypes. Black men can be police.
But they were good police. They weren't harassing innocent black people.
They were not coon police. They weren't Sheriff David Clark police.
No, they were not.
Hey, it was directed by your favorite director, Mr. Boom Bam Bam, Michael Bay. Boom, crash, slam.
Michael Bay is not my favorite director because usually I don't think he can do scripts well, or I don't think he executes certain scripts well. But I will say he does have some dope movies, especially when it comes to being action packed. And Bad Boys, that's one of them. I mean, you had a lot of dope scenes in there with Will and Martin.
Yeah, and of course it was produced by Don Simpson and Mr. Jerry Bruckheimer. Michael Bay and Jerry Bruckheimer and even Don Simpson, they all been attached at the hip for the longest.
Oh yeah, they both do a lot of things together.
It's like it works. You see, speaking of that, have you seen the new commercial for the Transformer film First Night?
Yeah, I'm not being bothered. I can't watch 10 Transformer films.
Autobots, let's roll out. Man, they're going to keep doing it. Now, supposedly, they're trying to get in talks a Bad Boys 3. Would you be interested? Do you think Will fell off, or you think he's lost his humor, or what? Do you think he's too serious now? What's up?
I don't think Will has lost his spark. He just has to find his footing again in what movies work. So Bad Boys 3, I think, is a good look for him, and it's something that he definitely should look into. Everyone wants to see Martin Lawrence on the big screen again as well. So
just not as Big Mama.
Just not stop with the Big Mama, Martin Lawrence. It's not funny anymore. It's not funny anymore.
My blood pressure.
Oh man, Martin.
I'm getting paid though.
Let's leave the damn dress alone. Leave the fat, prosthetics alone. Just make Bad Boys. It was funny.
Yeah.
The first time is not funny anymore. So yeah, I definitely want to see a Bad Boys 3.
You know what? There was a thing in Big Mama house, right? There was a scene where they show like the prosthetic legs hanging upside down. I tell you what, sincere, after I saw that, I didn't want to eat Tootsie Rolls anymore.
Ham, chicken, eggs.
But I didn't want to eat Tootsie Rolls anymore. It just the legs looked like Tootsie Rolls. And so one day I was looking at the camera, I kept thinking about Big Mama. I said, am I eating Big Mama out?
Ew! Drop a bomb on that shit. What the fuck? I'm dumping Prince now for that
one. Yo, Treehouse says Michael Shaky Cam Bait.
Yeah, he does the same shit in every movie. Like, come on, Michael, evolve.
He won't though.
Evolve.
He won't.
He's like, I don't have to evolve.
Sean's 12SS. You said what the Thought Crimes think of that old movie Norbit. This is what I thought of it. I didn't like it. I hated it.
Blow it up.
Hated it. I hate that fucking film, man.
Yeah, it was a crappy film. I didn't like Norbit. I thought Sean's like, Prince, what the fuck?
Welcome to my world, homie.
But no, yeah, I thought Norbit was crappy. Thought it was a shitty film. I wasn't really feeling it.
And people love that film. There is a segment of the population that loves Norbit. That was a hard film.
I mean, if they like it, they like it. But I didn't like it. I think again the whole dressing as a woman. Again, I mean, you had a lot of different actors, white, black, Jewish. You had them all have done this already since the. Even a little bit before the 1960s. It's just like it's not funny anymore. It's like oh man, I don't know what to do.
Let's get a Negro in the dress.
Yeah, or
come here, nigger.
No, because after like the white boys finished using that comedy to death, the last one that did it was Robin Williams in Doubtfire. And all of a sudden, black guys started to take up the mantle.
Well, to me, arguably had the best one. Robin Williams did it the best with Miss Doubtfire.
Well, yeah, Miss Doubtfire, but I'm saying like you had Tom Hanks do it. You've already had a lot of white guys who did that particular type of humor as well. And then you had also black guys that did that humor as well. But I think everybody needs to stop with it because it's corny now.
Well, look, here's the thing. Remember they came out with Big Mama 3? And they had Brandon T. Jackson in there playing his son.
Yeah, he was mini Big Mama.
Yeah, when the O-Tips went in on them, I said, y'all got a point on this one. I did say that. Drop a bomb. Flex ain't fucking with my bombs. My bombs are healthy. My bombs eat broccoli. My bombs exercise.
Yeah, just do Bad Boys 3, Martin Lawrence, you'll be fine. No more Big Mama. No Big Mama House 5, 6, 7. If he do another Big Mama House, I'm gonna have an issue with Martin Lawrence.
You remember they were gonna do? They were supposedly gonna do. Oh snap! You right, Brandon Butler, No Tuong Fu. I remember that. That was when Wesley Snipes was running around in it as well. He pulled that off.
Jamie Foxx, I mean, look.
But Shanae and LaWanda or Wanda, they were supposed to do like a little thing. And you know.
And black people said no. No. Yeah. Nobody wanted to see that shit anymore.
No, but I agree with you. Let's get back to Bad Boys.
So actually, do you still have anything to say about Bad Boys?
No, I thought it was a very good film. It's still one of my favorite films, and especially that highlights it. Wait a minute. That white girl, that wasn't the same white girl that was in Men in Black, was it?
No.
Okay.
No, it wasn't.
Well, after a while, all white girls start looking the same. But go ahead.
The next movie I thought that was really dope, even though the ending, but still enough to be in my top tier Will Smith movies, is I Am Legend. I thought that movie was great. That was a great film.
I Am Legend was a very good film.
It was.
It lost me at the end, though.
Yeah, for me, I know. I don't know. For me, it lost. I think to me, it felt like the last 15 minutes. It was about the last 10 minutes of the film.
It didn't make sense.
I'm like, what the fuck? You gonna just throw this chick in here? I'm going to. Like, you could have just throw the bomb in there and squeeze your big head in there, too. I'm like, I don't know. I just thought I didn't like the ending of the film, but the last 10 to 15 minutes. But I Am Legend is to me, is a dope thriller, drama. To me,
yeah. Well, actually, I'd say the first 80% of the film, it had me. I liked the fact that he was alone and we got to see what was going on. And you know what was? Here's the thing they didn't understand about the film: the zombies or the idea of an impending threat worked when it was unseen. The minute they showed up on the screen, they looked like claymation animation to me. I says, "What is this clay fighter shit?"
Hey, but I still enjoyed it. I mean. Basically, I guess it was like a disease that basically manifested into something else.
Right.
But I still thought it was a dope film, and in the box office it did well, $585.3 million.
Yeah.
So
well, I will say this:
it killed it in the box office.
I want to say this, sincere. We're going to shoot over here to Mr. Jonathan Israel 708. He says there's different endings, y'all know. Yes, we do know. Yes, there are different endings.
No, but I was talking about the ending that was in the movie theater. The one that showed that most people had saw. That's the particular ending that I'm talking about.
Right.
Because I know that they use different endings for the particular movie, the DVD and all that. But for the box office film, they didn't. They just showed that crappy ending.
Well, what did you think about the zombies, though?
I thought they were all right. Look, I mean, actually, they kind of reminded me of certain video games I played.
Right.
And then I guess they weren't really classified as zombies. They were really like people sick, so that's how it was classified, though. It wasn't really a zombie movie, but still was creepy nonetheless. But I do like the fact that most of the movie, they kept them in the dark, and they just made you scared. Just the hints of them, the noise, the sounds they would make. Even when Will went into that building and he went to get his dog. Yeah. And I said, this shit is creepy.
Well, you know what? Was it just me or that head zombie? He seemed like a little racist motherfucker. Was that just me or was I tripping? I was like, I think this little bitch racist.
I don't know. It could have been alt-right. Yeah, he turned into who?
Yeah. It looked like he forgot everything about his life, but he remembered he was a racist when he saw Will. You know what movie though that it was tailored off of that really worked for me? That's the only film you ever see me get a little bit uneasy about was Vincent Price's The Last Man on Earth, which was directed by Ubaldo Ragona, and I thought it was like a really dope film. It's an old black and white film. Y'all need to check it out, the original that is. But if you want to see something like that, it was a classic, and so I like those types of films. I really do. There's a scene even in Vanilla Sky with Tom Cruise where he's just driving through the city by himself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I thought like those things right there. There's an eeriness about it. That's what I thought worked well with the film with I Am Legend. And there's that constant eeriness.
Yeah, I felt him. First of all, he thought he was the last man on Earth, and then secondly, when they killed, when his dog got affected, and he had to put him down. And that was the last memory he had to his family before, they died in the helicopter crash. I felt it from him.
Right.
Like he basically was killing the last thing, the last physical thing that connected him to his family.
Yeah, but when they show, I'm not gonna lie, I lost interest when I immediately saw the zombies. And they look like little fake extras from God of War.
I'm sorry, Rick Cat is making me laugh. He said Will Smith bending over for Oscars, pandering for white daddy approval. Collateral Beauty is gonna destroy his reputation. This nigga gonna go the Brokeback Mountain route for an Oscar next. Look, I agree that Collateral Beauty looks like a shitty movie, but we'll get to that later. But how do you feel about the other things that Rick Cat stated?
About him bending over, or
I guess pandering to the Oscars, wanting to win the Oscar so bad.
Will Smith has been wanting to win that Oscar for the longest, and he just can't get it.
Tell the truth.
Yeah,
just tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. These people are hurt. These people are hurt. I think I released a rap album to this.
Yeah. Okay. Jonathan Phillips, Prince, Denzel, or Will's catalog is better. Come on, brother. Come on now.
We gotta go. I mean, Denzel.
Come on now. It depends on what you're looking for, but
it really is. It's two different type of material here.
Yeah, that's like. That's
Devil in a Blue Dress, Malcolm X. It's real acting. It's a type of acting that Will Smith can't do, a level that he can't do. Training Day. The only thing that I don't like about Denzel catalog is I wanted him to do a science fiction film or something like that.
You don't consider Book of Eli science fiction enough?
More. I mean, Book of Eli. That's what I'm saying. Book of Eli is a fucking dope film from Denzel.
You want Denzel in space.
I want Denzel in space.
You want him in space. Want him to be a crooked stormtrooper.
I want Denzel.
Tell me which nut do you want? Do you want the left or the right now? Which one is it?
I just want Denzel to be in more science fiction film. I feel he already has slaughtered drama. He's slaughtered drama and action already. I want to see him in some more science fiction.
I could see that. I would like, I would like to see Lupita, Denzel. I would like to see Will. Will Smith and Denzel are supposed to be working on a remake of Let's Do It Again. What do you think about that?
That's fine, but I want them to work on a science fiction film.
This redemptive quality. If you all get a chance, check out Will Smith's interviews. Whenever he gets into philosophical territory, he always uses the terminology redemptive quality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but that's the only criticism that I would give Denzel. Like, Denzel is by far a better actor than Will, and we enjoy Will's movies. But the only thing I would say is I just want to see him in more science fiction films.
Exactly. Yeah, definitely. So I Am Legend was dope. Now let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and pick out one that I like. Okay, I got to break up some of this sincere energy. Nah, I'm joking. Hancock. What did you think about that one?
Now, Hancock, I was actually going to put that, for me, is in my second tier catalog because I liked the first 60% of the film.
Okay.
I just didn't. The love story to me was corny.
Oh,
I mean,
man,
at least put that in like a part 2 or something. But it's like, man, I just want to see him become a hero and everything, and use his powers and everything. I didn't want to hear all this. I become weaker every time we come together. I don't have any powers. That's so philosophical. Oh my God, that's so deep. I thought that shit was whack.
Here's the thing. Now, I want to let y'all know that there's a portion in Prince's brain, that is a small section regulated to the OTEP thinking. So OTEPtually thinking, I'm watching a film, I'm looking at this brother flying through, he don't give a fuck. He taking care of villains, he's whipping ass, he's slamming cars on top of needles and shit, right? Then all of a sudden, this white girl is stronger than him. And she gonna G-check him on some slave nigga shit in the movie. Remember, I'm stronger than you.
It's like, look, it's like Minority Report, where the sister was stronger than the other two males. Whatever, I don't even care about that. I just don't like the fact that it was stupid.
And then it was
stupid. When we come together.
You know what that shit was, though? Conceptually speaking, that was some racist shit. It was like, as far as the black man and the white woman could get apart, the stronger y'all will become.
Exactly. And I agree with Sean's 12 and DJ Fundamentals. Hancock was a super simp, and it also had some great ass potential. Man, I wasn't eating my pop. I was like, man, this is awesome.
Yeah.
I'll get it. And then it comes to the stupid romance. When we get together, I become weaker. I lose my power.
They talking about that.
I got shot.
Yeah, that was the alt-right. That was the alt-right. They wrote that shit. You see, when the nigger gets next to our beautiful white women, he gets weaker. So he must run away. Then another thing, how the fuck is Hancock a super strong nigga? He still end up in jail in the movie.
Well, also Talk A Lot videos. I like the fact the opening sequence where he is drunk.
I know, but
he said, I thought the sequence was actually really funny because you see him flying and shit sloppy and dealing with the villains and just throwing them anywhere. Shit. I thought that was creative.
But my point is this. Think of this, Sincere. How the hell was Hancock super strong, but he still ended up in a fucking orange jumpsuit? Did they do that to Superman?
No.
Racist shit. I'm telling you, fucking racist shit.
Every time I go to Lewis Lane, I lose my powers. Shit! Somebody shot me.
I'm watching the film and he's sitting in an orange jumpsuit. I said, "This is some racist ass shit. This nigga got a superpower. He's still in jail." Hancock was full of shit, y'all. That was a racist film.
It has so much potential, man. You should have saw like everybody in the movie theater got annoyed, and I will admit it wasn't just black people that got annoyed too. I think people just thought that was just dumb. It was just dumb, and I'm like, man, the rest of this film is ass.
Was still one of my favorite scenes in the movie because I like that personality. When that little boy got smart with him, he says, "What did you say?" He threw his ass in the air. That shit was funny.
But even the critics, everybody said it. Like the critics, Rotten Tomatoes and everybody, they was like, we saw the film. What happened? It was like, yo, this is something we never seen before on the big screen. And then they just do this, just shit it on the movie. With that. It was so lazy. It was lazy writing, too.
Then they made him look, if you notice, they made him an old black ass apologist in the movie. They made him put a suit on. They made him shave his beard down. And he apologizing. "I want to say I apologize for my actions." I was like that, and his dude was telling him, "This is what you got to do." You know what it is? Right now, Cam Newton is Hancock reformed.
Yeah.
If you think about it, he's Hancock.
Yeah, and it's like, to me, in that first film, we didn't need no love interest. It wasn't needed. It's like, just let's focus on him as a solo, a hero. But no.
That was the part to me when he got his ass whooped by her, and when she said, "I'm stronger than you, remember that." I'm like, what the fuck? Well, bitch, the movie should be called Your Movie. Don't take the shit, Hancock. You know what I'm saying? So that's the part I didn't get.
It's just all. It was just a dumb fucking movie. In order for me to survive, I love you, but we can't be together because I don't have power. And then not only did he not have his powers, but he couldn't even really walk and shit. I love you, but I can't. I would lose my. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
They said white supremacy permeates everything, which makes racism the norm, whether we are in it or not. Remember Reservoir Dogs?
Yeah, brother, we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna do that a whole nother podcast on Quentin Tarantino's films. Because that's a whole nother fucking hour. But I will say this, man, Hancock pissed me off on two fronts. Number one is when he ended up in jail. He had the orange jumpsuit on. Then when the white girl was whooping his ass in the end, I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? I wasn't even interested anymore because I got happy it was a brother flying around,
Yeah, I mean, but it, like I said, like even it was so obvious that everybody was like, what the fuck is this? It was white people. It's like you forcing this shit on everybody, like. The critics was like, "What is this?
Right.
What's going on here?"
Oh yeah, and then another thing, at least for me personally, I would have liked to see. I thought they were gonna give Hancock like a black love interest. I just thought that.
But I would like to have seen that towards like the very last 5 minutes, and then we get a sequel with other antics and everything.
Well, yeah.
I just think that
but I remember the commercial.
And also, like you said, with a black love interest that has nothing to do with them coming together. And
y'all see that, sisters? I'm talking to the black women out there. I want to say something here. Did you see that? He was a strong, super powerful black man. And they pair him up with a white woman.
Drop a bomb on that.
See, they doing it again to y'all. They doing it again to y'all. White supremacy. Back at it again. Back at it again. That's all I'm trying to figure out. Why? Because when the commercials ran, they showed Charlize Theron, they showed her husband, they showed Will. But you never thought they were like, you never thought it was Will and Charlize.
Well, and then all the guys were simping that movie. It's simps because he's the husband. She knew there was somebody out there that they were supposed to be together. Will Smith, Hancock, he had amnesia.
Right.
And here she is knowing the whole story and playing the white boy too. And then, I mean, this is crazy.
You know what? Will Smith, yes, all the guys in the film were simp. It's just like I told you about Batman with Bane in it.
That was funny.
Batman was a fucking simp in that movie.
That Catwoman scene made me laugh.
Catwoman fucked him over, and Ra's al Ghul's daughter fucked him over.
Talia.
He's sitting there. Bane just wanted to box, but Bane had asthma and shit. That's another thing. In Batman, you let a dude with asthma kick your ass.
Well, Batman was retired. Remember? That's why when Bane said, "You let," what he said, "You let."
Victory has defeated you,
Yes.
Mr. Wayne.
Yes.
We will see.
Like
I'm watching the movie.
Well, that's why he got his ass whooped.
When I'm watching the movie, Bane got asthma. He's whooping his ass. Oh, yes, Mr. Wayne. Right? And then Catwoman trick his ass. And then
but that look at his face when he looked over to Catwoman, she was like, sorry.
Look, if you go back, y'all, and watch Batman, that third one, and you'll see clearly Batman was a simp during the whole film.
And then you know what? She still got to redeem herself and get the guy.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah,
she
I'm at
set
the
him up.
end sitting with,
She got the money too.
And she rich. She a billionaire now too.
So not only was she gonna get his mama's necklace, she can run through his bank account. You know what I'm saying? Drop a bomb for women out there hustling. Oh yes, Mr.
But yeah, going back to Hancock, man, that's why Hancock lost me.
Yeah.
It lost me. It's had so much potential, just like DJ Fundamental said. It could have been one of the best superhero films.
Yeah, it was. It was. It could have been.
And it could have had a graphic novel, comic books.
It could have had a trilogy.
Animation.
Could have had a trilogy.
Could have had a trilogy because it did really well in the box office.
Motormouth Kelly, what's up, homie? He says, why in the fuck did they have Anne Hathaway play Catwoman?
You know what? I think because they feel she's a good actress and she's redeemed herself in her career with a lot of the movies she's recently have done, even before the Batman film. They just felt that should have been a right fit. But yeah, I mean, I wasn't feeling it all the way with her.
Yeah.
But some people like her as Catwoman. But I mean, I was indifferent.
Yeah, I thought she did all right. MJ Will Got Skill says, he said Bane outshined Batman in that movie. He did.
By far.
Yes.
And by far. Everyone see the skit with the cat?
Yeah, that shit was funny. That shit was funny.
Oh yeah, a Talk a Lot video, Spawn. We remember Spawn.
Oh yeah, Street Smarts podcast. He says, do you guys believe the rumor that Will and Jada are swingers?
I do, and I really don't care, to be honest with you.
It's worked for them.
No, because Margaret, the white girl who's in Suicide Squad, Will has had sex with her, and everybody who was on the panel and stuff knew. Even comic book people on podcasts like Colliders, they were talking about it on YouTube. Because Margaret is too obvious with it, in every interview, especially where Will Smith is there, she's too touchy and so it was too obvious. But yeah, he had sex with her.
I got a question though.
But I will also say that Jada was with Mark Anthony, but that's their relationship, and I don't get at people. I don't care. I don't get at people for that.
I don't care.
But I will say also earlier, someone said is someone trying to sabotage Will Smith. I think the industry is jealous of any black person that acquires too much fame and power. Just like how they go after Jay-Z and Beyonce.
Yeah, and I think also they think they can find somebody else that they may feel will maybe a little bit over his prime. That is
that too. They want a new cash cow. It's ageism as well.
Look, another thing though about going back to Batman. What did you think about Christian Bale's rendition when he was like, I gotta get to the club?
I thought Christian Bale as Batman was dope. I did not like the voice. I feel the voice that they use technology now for Batman v Superman was
better.
Better, but I think
Christian Bale. You can be the hero that I can't be if you can go ahead every day.
And yeah, Sean's real quick. We did see Quentin Tarantino on 106 in Park, and that was shameful, but we'll get to that later. But yeah, the voice of Christian Bale wasn't feeling that. Okay. The Batman voice.
Now we're gonna go to my favorite possibly film by Will Smith under Pursuit of Happiness is Ali.
Of course, man.
Ali, that's my movie,
man. And This is also to tell you that there's something right with Will Smith, though, despite, what we may disagree with. He was allowed to be intimately at the funeral, one of the bearers. So people got to think about that. So he really developed a close relationship with Muhammad Ali and his family during the film and after.
Redemptive qualities. The idea. Yeah, but no, Muhammad Ali, I have the soundtrack to that on my hard drive. You know what I'm saying?
Do you think anyone will be able to perform Muhammad Ali, the film the way Will did?
No, they had one brother that did a film with Muhammad Ali. It wasn't really as good, but no, I think that's it. I think Will nailed it. He nailed it. He got in shape for it. He actually got bigger from that point on.
Well, and that also physically, he did look like Muhammad Ali at the time. That type of build, he did a good job. Or his trainer as well with that, his persona, his attitude, everything. He actually did a great job, and it did do well in the box office.
And they had Jamie Foxx in there with that whack edge up. Like a clipper ran through the top of his head.
Jamie Foxx he's waiting to clip Will. You saw that jealousy at the Oscars.
I'm gonna do Raymond. Let's make it happen, baby.
I got my Oscar.
Yo, Jamie Foxx does not play.
Yeah, he don't give a fuck. But the box office 87.7 million, and it was also directed by Michael Mann, the film
Michael Mann, one of my favorite directors.
Yeah, and composed by different people, Lisa Garreld and Peter Brook.
Oh yeah, you talking about the music?
Yeah,
the music. Yeah, now they had Ali, the soundtrack 1 and 2, and then that's when they had R. Kelly come out. I'm the world's greatest statutory rapist.
Yeah. That was like before everybody knew he was a rapist, right?
No, it was around that time. All that stuff. It was
after.
Everything was already out.
After. Yeah. Where
because Mad TV had made a
children.
Mad TV had made a spoof of it.
Yeah.
Aries
Spears is funny.
Aries Spears is severely underrated guy.
So, do we have any more films right now we could talk about that are in the top tier pertaining to Will Smith? Are we going to finally go to the second tier?
Well, what about Bad Boys 2, Men in Black 2? Oh, and what did you think about?
That's all second tier to me. Men in Black 2, I thought was okay.
What the hell is Bright? I'm sorry, I got distracted. This Negro got a film lined up for 2017 called Bright. There he go, fucking around in that territory again. He will not stay out of that philosophical, redemptive quality territory.
Look, I'm just gonna say that Men in Black 2 was all right. I thought Men in Black 3 was better. Also going into what was other Bad Boy 2? I thought Bad Boy 2 was good. I thought Bad Boys 2 was good, but I'm more excited to see what he does with 3. What about you, Prince?
Yeah, I think. Okay, let me tell you what I didn't like about the Men in Black series. Okay, Men in Black 2 I thought was nice. Men in Black 3 I watched it, but I'm not gonna lie. At times I found my mind started wandering off. I would have liked to see him have passed the torch over to like a Michael B. Jordan or somebody like that. And then he would play the role of Tommy Lee Jones, where he's a little bit older and he's training the young snapper whippersnapper.
Well, I actually would have preferred if they did do that and have Tommy Lee also introduce 2 new guys.
Right.
2 new guys to the particular position.
Yeah.
But I kind of felt that the Men in Black, I think he could have had, of course, a sequel to it. I'm not bothered by the sequel, but I think the sequel should have been actually Men in Black 3. That should have been Men in Black 2 because I thought that was really good. And then on 3, I think Will and Tommy could have gave it the mantle to 2 new people.
Yes, absolutely. I agree. Yo, MJ Will got skills, man. He says, what do y'all think of Idris Elba?
We're going to do one on Idris Elba soon, but Idris Elba I think is dope. He's a more actors as well. And I'm definitely excited to see him.
I want to say this sincerely. Let me segue real quick. We're going to jump back into the conversation. Sean's 12SS. Bruh, I just remember, has Thought Crime seen Mr. Church? It's Eddie Murphy's latest movie, and it's on some mad corny bullshit.
No, that cool movie?
Yeah,
no.
we saw that
cool
shit.
Movie, drop a bomb on that movie.
Yeah, we saw that shit. That shit was
Man, yes,
The
that
Magic
film.
Negro. And look, man, y'all gonna be mad, but what's the guy who played on Blood Diamonds?
Oh, you talking about
Dungeman?
yeah, Diamond Hansu.
He is in a Magic Negro movie.
Yo.
It's crazy, man.
Yo, let me tell you something.
It's probably worse than the Eddie Murphy one.
Let me tell you
crazy.
something. Look. Sincere told me that was the new because I saw the commercial and it went off, and then we was talking later. You was like, "Oh yeah, you saw."
Yeah,
he was
Prince didn't believe me.
I said, "What the?"
Prince
fuck?
didn't believe me. I said, "Yes, that's Blood Diamond. Yes, that's him."
How y'all folks doing today?
Yeah.
How's y'all doing?
Man.
I sure will help you.
You know what? I'm gonna give it to them in the link, so you can actually.
Hey there, nigger man. Can I help you?
Man, it was.
I sure have some good stories for you, good, beautiful white people
It was
today.
a Hallmark movie, man. They got Dungeman in a Hallmark movie, basically being a.
You know what? They won't give.
Oh,
they won't give that black man a super role yet. They won't give him like the ultimate role. Man, when they had him in there looking like George Jefferson by the hairline, I'm like, bro, come on with this.
It's another Sambo movie, man. They put him in a Sambo movie. Just
Come
like
on.
Eddie Murphy, man. They want to be in that Sambo movie.
Eddie Murphy, look, brother, come on back. You're trying to, if you're trying to slide that Oscar up out of there, that ain't the way to do it.
No, nobody give a fuck about that Hallmark movie. Absolutely not.
How y'all good folks doing? I thought he was playing a spoof. Eddie Murphy back in comedy. Oh shit, it's real.
Man.
It's real.
Yep, it's real.
Yo, but you know Will Smith tailored around that shit with The Legend of Bagger Vance. He played with it a little bit. He played with it, that Magic Negro shit.
Where? Who?
Will Smith in The Legend of Bagger Vance. You ever seen that? That's when he came back and he was like the ghost of Tiger Woods, and he helped Matt Damon get his fucking swing back.
Nah, I did. You know what? You know what's so fucked up? I did see that movie now that you mentioned Matt Damon, and I don't remember anything about it.
Hallelujah to Sincere's memory.
And that's how crappy it was.
Man, that film was terrible now. Hey, I tell you what, I know how to help you get your swing back. You want to win? You follow what I do. Now I'm about to disappear to the fog like a Magic Negro.
Now, what I will say about Will Smith, though, I like in his contract, though, that the reason why that's the only movie you see him like that, he put in his contract that he wouldn't play those type of characters. He has to be the Don in the movie.
Because it's a redemptive quality. I mean, how can this idea?
Now, wait, I really want to go into, guys and ladies, this is Prince's favorite movie of Will Smith, 7 Pounds.
No, the fuck it ain't. 2 times. That ain't my fucking favorite movie. You out of line, Sincere. Do not like that film. 7 Pounds in his high top wig.
That movie was crap.
They had that man dressing like he was in a thrift store in that movie.
Yeah, they made him look like he was slow.
And then he was simping over, what's the girl's name? Rosario Dawson.
Yeah, she had a look. It was just dumb. First of all, the likelihood that his heart would match hers is low, right? Really low. Okay, that's first of all.
Do you need a heart?
Yeah, because it's stupid. Because usually they try to fit that person to a T if they can. If it's a female, 5'11", a particular ethnicity, all that, right? So first of all, the movie's bullshit there. But this guy, the Magic Negro, now he's gonna be giving organs and donating to everybody.
Do you need eyeballs?
I'm here to commit a suicide. My heart. My brain, my ass.
He following random white people around. Do you need nostrils? The lady's supposed to.
Wait, it's a eugenics movie.
Look at that, y'all. Sincere didn't crack the code. Go ahead. That's Sincere oteptually speaking. She found out that 7 Pounds was a eugenics movement. It was what it was showcasing, brothers and sisters, Ashe. What it was showcasing is that they were using the black man's organs on the black market.
Yeah. That was crazy. I mean, I like Rosario Dawson and I like Will Smith in other movies, but man, that movie was ass. It was stupid. It is the dumbest movie in Will Smith's catalog.
Do you need a pinky? He following these people around.
He was a stalker though. So somebody plays something and he's listening and see that they need something. Man, your knees look like it's about to buckle. You need some kneecaps.
like somebody will be up there. He'll see a brother just nod his head to some music in the car. He look like he need ears. Can I help you? That was another coon movie. Yo, man.
Yeah, Will Smith so far has two coon movies in his catalog.
Yeah, man. That's something that's not cool, man. And 7 pounds, I think that was a really low point. That was a low point for Will.
The lowest. Well, I don't know. Collateral Beauty, man, that looks so dumb too. I mean, and it got 13% on Rotten Tomatoes and critics.
Damn.
Yep.
13%.
13%. It got a 13%. I ain't watching that film.
That shit is higher than my APR financing.
Yeah. Now that does look like another Hallmark movie. When I saw that trailer, I was like, well, why, man? Why? Just stick to dope science fiction action films and do. Look, the problem is like when he did The Pursuit of Happiness and Malcolm, and Ali, it was connected to black culture, and it was a real connection there, right? But when he tried to do anything outside of that, that's supposed to be a heartfelt movie, it comes off stupid.
13% is bad.
It is bad.
Yo, Will might as well. You know what? Okay, all right. Before we get into the next one, where the hell can Will go though? You know what I'm saying? As a film, and as far as films go, because he damn near hit so many territories. Like, what could he do to resuscitate himself?
I mean, if it's not broken, don't fix it. I mean, we already said just stay. It's like what Jay Farrell said on The Breakfast Club. Just stay close to your roots, that's all. Because if you think about Will Smith's catalog from Independence Day, Men in Black, Enemy of the State, and all those films, Bad Boys, Ali, those films, Pursuit of Happiness, it was him still staying close to being black.
That's what I was just about to get into.
And having that flavor to him.
That's what I was just about to get into. What happened, and I told you this, right? I said Will deviated from his black fan base. He did. Because nobody black was going to put up with a Negro giving away organs and fingernails.
Also, we forgot about Hitch.
That's where he was kind of starting to lose people, too.
Hitch is just
It was a bit corny.
It was corny.
It was corny.
But it was
it was corny.
I don't know how to
It was corny. Let's drop a bomb. Sincere can't explain that bullshit.
Yeah, look, it's like was it as bad as 7 pounds, and is it a watchable film? Yes. But is it I would say the people who really like Hitch, to me, mostly were white people.
Simps.
Mostly white women liked Hitch.
I'm going to go ahead and side with my man Gregory Birch. He said Hitch was a simp film.
It was a film that white women liked. I will say that.
Yes.
It sold at the box office. It did well, $368.1 million, and for that particular type of romance movie,
it did damn good though. That check looked good.
You don't have romance movies that do that
check
numbers.
Looked good. He danced in all them pastel colors for that money. Zero Tolerance. He says I never watched Blindside. Zero Tolerance. Blindside was a terrible film.
That's a Sambo movie. Actually, that's the movie that made me. I was debating whether or not I should like what's her name, Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
When I saw The Blind Side,
she tried to redeem herself. She did, and she adopted a black kid.
Yeah, she did. She's like, I'm sorry for that film. I'm adopt.
You think I can play football?
But her racist husband divorced her after that. I can't deal with no black baby.
He was in the movie The Blind Side. You think I can play football? Yes, you can.
And then all the black people were bad. When she came to see his side, they were smoking and drinking. Yo, wait, who's this bitch? Who's this bitch?
I said, what is this gangster paradise shit? Nobody's doing this shit anymore. What was that movie with Michelle Pfeiffer in there? Dangerous Minds?
It's something like that.
And let that Dangerous Mind shit go. You know the white woman.
And she still has sympathy. Oh, my God, this is where you live.
You know what? I was saying the same thing, Pim Griffey. I said Will Smith should play a villain. Let me break this down real quick. Since
we both talked about that.
Yeah, let me say this because Kevin Costner, I thought he was like a real soft actor. He has some okay films, but when he played Mr. Brooke, I think Will Smith should play something like a serial killer.
Yeah, we both, Prince and I had this discussion a couple months ago where we said Will Smith needs to break the energy. He needs to play a villain. You know, what we all have to admit about Tom Cruise is when he did Collateral, everybody was like, yo, man.
It's crazy.
That was a dope villain.
That showed a different side of Tom Cruise.
It showed. So
he was pretty menacing in that shit,
just like
too.
when Denzel played Training Day, because Denzel before Training Day was always the good guy.
Always about.
I'm always going to save you.
I'm always going to be that.
I'm always going to be the good guy. I'm the guy you marry. Yeah. But then Training Day,
Boom.
Man, when Training Day came out, people was like, oh my God, man. Denzel played, I feel like I seen this evil guy somewhere before.
That's what I'm saying. Boom. Boom. Just hold the gun, newbie. Denzel was off the hook in that movie.
Yeah, so I think Will Smith need to go the same route.
He'll be strangling people while he's strangling this redemptive quality.
Yeah, he got to go all the way because he could, you know, even when on Suicide Squad, it's like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah, I think Will Smith, that's one thing we both agree on, Sincere and I, is that he has to do something to shock the audience.
And also, Suicide Squad has subversive racism to it. Because if you think about Deadshot prior, he was really intelligent. He knew everything, right? But with Will Smith, they kind of try to make this particular Deadshot limited on certain types of things, you know?
They blackened him up.
Yeah, I didn't like, but as if blackening him up means less intelligence. I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
Yeah, Sean 12 SS says, yo, that was that sample movie where mystical white lady teacher saves all the little niggas in class by making them write in a journal. We're going to drop a bomb on that one. That was some funny shit. Yes, man. That was... Dangerous Minds. I remember all the people were bragging about it. And you had Coolio come on there.
Yeah, Michelle Pfeiffer and the rest of them. Remember, they had the video where Michelle Pfeiffer looked serious. Been playing no song.
I'm like, why is she here?
Gangsta Paradise.
She kept looking around like she was scared.
Yeah, money after money, bitches after bitches, growing after growing.
Yo, you remember when Coolio and Snoop had that weird ass beef with each other? Shit did not make any sense.
Also, Freedom Riders. I did not watch that film. That was another dumbass film. Hilary Swank. That's right. I can't stand movies like that.
You know what? They need to stay out of black people's business.
Money after money, power after power.
The staring about the power, we live in the gangster's paradise. And the critics loved it. It was an incredible film.
Urban setting. It was something different.
The intelligent white woman saved all the little savage niggers.
They became better people.
They became lesser niggers.
Yes. It's amazing what they can do.
Man, but yeah, what film were we talking about, The Wheel? We got off track.
Hitch.
Oh, yeah, Hitch. Now, Kevin James is one of my favorite comedians, though.
Yeah.
I think he's found his niche. Y'all should check out his most recent film on Netflix where he's like real life or something where he's writing. He's an author. And it was a pretty funny film, that is.
All right, so let's go into After Earth, which I know you said there's a lot of elements to After Earth you enjoyed, which I did. I think also the concept of After Earth was great.
Right.
But I feel the director...
M. Night Shyamalan.
Yeah, I think he lost everyone because this is what all the critics said. When Sixth Sense, what's the one with Samuel Jackson? Broken?
Yes, Unbreakable.
Unbreakable, yeah. When those films came out, everybody was like they were dope, right? But they was like, can you do a different style? It's like, I can do different style. No, you can't. No, you can't. Because his movies after Signs, they were just really bad. Now, with After Earth, I like having... Of course, Will and his son in another film. I'm like, okay,
right,
man, this is going to be good.
I tell you what I didn't like about After Earth. What I didn't like about After Earth was the damn accents. Tell me your name. What is it? And then the son's like, Father. I am dash that one dash.
Sit down. I did not tell you to sit up.
Father, why are you yelling at me? You go to your room right now. Father, I am in my room. And I am thinking about my punishment severely. You will be a man. Like, what the
fuck is going on here, man? You know?
Yo, man, I'm telling you. I remember I was watching after because I got excited about it. I was like, yo, Will is going to be in another sci-fi with his son. Man, the minute Will opened his mouth, did you finish your vegetables?
Yeah, and exactly. It's the bonding factor of father and son, what I like, just like the pursuit of happiness. And I won't give a L on Will and Jaden for that one. I feel the direction of the film was corny, how they orchestrated it. I think if the movie was redone differently, it could have been a great film. I like the outfit, though, that they wore.
Yes.
It's like a better Fantastic Four type of outfit they wore when they came back to the planet Earth. But overall, I think the director let them down. I think the writers had let them down. I think they let the concept of the movie After Earth down, and that's why I didn't enjoy it.
It was interesting, though. I remember before the film even came out, the critics already went in on the film.
Mm-hmm. They did.
They were saying it was bad, and I told people, I was like, well, he ain't saving no white people in the movie either.
That's what I did. I did like that about the movie too. That it was mostly black people.
Yeah, he wasn't saving no white people in that movie.
Look, and let's be real, the power of Will Smith, it still did good at the box office.
It did very good. Look at that, Mark. Mr. Dawkins says the accents remind me of Sheriff David Clark. Father, what do we have to do? Are we coons or not? We are not coons. We are not coons. I will tell you that. We will die before we are coons. Like them accents were bad.
I think he was practicing for his Nigerian accent. That's what.
Tell the truth.
Tell the truth. That leads us to Concussion.
Yo.
How do you feel about Concussion?
I
didn't watch the film. I'm gonna let people know.
That's how we felt about it.
I didn't watch it.
We didn't go and see it.
I didn't go see that movie. I didn't. And look, my little cousin Ashley, she said she didn't like the film, and I was like, Ashley, why you didn't like the film? Well, it was kind of iffy because Will Smith's character, when he was talking to the white, the scientists and stuff, he says something along the lines like black people need to act more like white people. It's something crazy. And even my little cousin, she picked it up, and I was like, what? I ain't seen this damn movie. Redemptive quality.
If black people learn to act like the white man, the right opportunity will come for them. But right now, it's not happening because they are not acting like the white man. I want Lord and Savior.
Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? Janet Hubert Whitten, she got in Will's ass. Remember, she went to the internet and she said, you're complaining about you not winning an Oscar. She says it's because your accent was horrible. She says you're a bad actor. And I was like, well, I don't know about a bad actor.
No, he's far from a bad actor.
But I think for that particular moment with that damn scene, that was terrible.
Look, Will Smith is a B-level actor.
Yeah.
He's a B-level actor.
Q Media said he sounded like Sidney Poitier. They call me Mr. Tips.
Yeah, and you know what? Even for that crappy film at the box office,
what did it do?
This is low for Will,
right?
But not bad for the type of movie it was. Okay. 48.6 million.
That's all right.
That's all right.
Yeah, for one of them Oscar fake films.
Yeah, but it is one of his lowest.
Tell the truth. Tell the truth. I have a wig on. I do not have a high top.
This is Prince, his second favorite film from Will. Focus. I did not see Focus, but Prince did. So Prince, fill us in on the film.
Okay, one moment here. Kamu Miles says, "Can you two stop with the comedy? My stomach is hurting, brother. We about to go in some more. You hear me? That's what we do here on Thought Crimes. Thought Crimes. That's what I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead. What was that film again?
Oh, it was Focus. You went to see it. I did not. So tell us how that film was.
Man, let me tell you something about that film. That film was the fakest psychological thriller. Like the way they tried to have the film come off, it came off like a lame, low budget, Unusual Suspects. Mm-hmm. They tried to make it like it was this really cerebral thriller when it wasn't. It was just him being a little con artist. And the girl, and then the ending of Focus was such a letdown because when it ended, I was like, whoa, so that's it? You know what I'm saying? So It's definitely one of those films. It was a forgettable film. It was almost like it was a made-for-TV film.
They said Focus was Hitch meets Ocean 11. That's a good way.
You know what?
From what Prince says about it, that's a good way to describe it.
You're right, homie. You're right. It was because the film. Thank you. Marco Polo says Focus was stupid. Mm-hmm. Focus was stupid. Focus had ADHD.
Focus was unfocused.
Focus was not focused. Focus was illiterate. Focus was crazy, man. I was like, come on, Will. Come on back down to earth with us.
Yeah. I mean, it was... Look, it's definitely not one of his best.
Okay, Janine Batiste says Will doesn't work with black directors. He doesn't use his influence in Hollywood to feed other African American creatives. That is a criticism I've heard.
No, I want to actually address
but his
that.
overbooked production does some things.
No, I was going to say before starting off his career and towards the middle of his career, you were absolutely right about that. That was true. But the Will Smith of now and the company he has and working with Jay-Z and other people, he is actually not doing that anymore.
Yeah, he's got a few nigga wake-up calls.
Yeah, he got his wake-up call a while ago, so he actually is working with other black people.
Yeah, because when he was
to get things started.
Yeah, when he was at the apex of his career in '99, he said, this is the perfect time to be black in Hollywood.
Oh yeah, Focus was an opportunity to spend time with his mistress. I mean, everybody, like, there's certain things you can question in the industry, but everybody knows Margaret had sex with Will. And
Trill Smith.
She's really obvious. She's obvious about it. She doesn't care.
Yo.
But Will and Jada do have an open relationship.
Yo, so. Calvin McGee, does Will Smith have any hood classes? Yeah, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
Yeah. I mean, in Bad Boys.
I guess, yeah. You go to anybody black house, Bad Boys would be there.
Yeah, I would even say Independence Day.
Independence Day is a hood classic.
Mm-hmm. I would consider that too.
Focus.
Nah. Okay, let's go into Wild Wild West.
Oh man.
1999.
You know what?
Wild Wild West.
I'm gonna be honest with you because
Wild West.
I was younger when Wild Wild West came out, so when the criticisms, when everybody went in on it, I didn't know what they were talking about. I guess I wasn't looking at it like that. It's just one of them cheesy, campy films I go back and I watch just for fun.
Yeah, the Wild Wild West was just so over the top. It was just over the top, man.
We're going there to the Wild Wild West. Yeah. You remember Eminem diss Will Smith though?
Yeah, because I don't curse in my music, like blah blah blah.
He says Will Smith don't got to curse in his rhymes. Well, I do, so fuck him and fuck you too. Mm-hmm. That shit was crazy. That was funny, man. And let's see here. Oh yeah. Patrice O'Neal's commentary on Independence Day. That is funny.
It is.
But Will Smith with Calvin Klein and the Wild Wild West, he got paid, but he said it was definitely one of the films he wished he didn't do. And for all you people that were not a fan of a lot of black men in dresses, yes, Will Smith did wear a dress in the movie. Y'all remember that little scene?
I don't remember.
You don't remember it?
No, hey, I don't remember much about the Wild Wild West.
You don't?
No, except for this where they got those metal things around their neck and those things were trying to decapitate them. And then they jump together but I don't remember every detail of the film.
Yeah, I remember it.
I
Selma
just remember
Hayek.
certain moments. No, I remember her. I mean, where she had that scene where everybody was talking her butt shown. Her butt was shown with her pajamas.
You know what? And now that I think about it, God damn it. You know what? Now that I think about it, Will Smith and Calvin Klein's character was simps in that movie too, because they both were trying to win Selma Hayek's attention, and she played both of them at the end because her old sugar daddy husband showed up at the end of the movie.
Well, in Men in Black, the first one, Will got played his character by the woman as well.
Yes. The women, man, come on now. That's what I'm talking about. But yeah, with it was one of those overtime, and they actually was trying to consider a sequel at the time as well.
Yeah, Wild Wild West is a forgettable movie.
What did he do right after Wild Wild West? Because I know he recovered quickly. Oh no, he didn't. My fault. He took another L. Legend of Bagger Vance. Shit.
Well, how you feel about Shark Tale?
You know what? Shark Tale was all right. You know, people complain though because they said the film had accents towards all the characters. But now you look at all the 3D films, all the characters have accents.
Well, it did get panned by the critics, but it still did well in the box office, $367.3 million.
Yeah.
So from the box office with a budget of $75 million.
Yeah, there was a period they started hating on Will. They just started like, he's got the music and the movies. Come on, one of them got to go. One of them got to go. What's another film you want to throw out there?
I don't think there is. I mean, what other movies or films? We talked about Made in America. We talked about a lot of films with at least the ones that are Suicide Squad. You want to touch on that? I fell asleep on Suicide Squad, everybody.
Yeah, Sincere and her brother, they tricked me, number one.
I said I did not want to watch the movie.
Y'all lured me into that shit.
Brother,
and then I'm sitting there watching it, eating, and I look and I hear...
You listen to him. He was like, I want to watch Suicide Squad.
Both them niggas was asleep.
I said, no, Suicide Squad, I have no interest. The animation was better. I'm not watching Suicide. But then y'all both ganged up on me, and y'all put on Suicide Squad.
No, I didn't.
And I fell asleep, and he fell asleep, and you were the only one who watched the film.
No, that was not it. Here's the thing. I ended up watching the film. The movie, the Diablo brother, the Hispanic dude was the dopest dude in the movie. All right, because he turned into like a fucking Mayan at the end. That shit was clean. But that was the only thing I liked about Suicide Squad was his character. And the film ended up being about Will Smith. It did. The film was centered around Will Smith. Joker didn't even make sense. You know, and then it was a weak ass Joker.
Joker.
Y'all know what? That
Don't
Joker.
You open up the window.
Yeah, that Joker. They had a young thug Joker. Mm-hmm. It was a young thug Joker. You see how he appropriate your culture?
Zero tolerance. Yeah, it wasn't appealing, man. They had that movie on for 5 minutes. I fell asleep.
Yeah, Suicide Squad was a bad movie. But it made money in the box office.
Yeah, because it's a DC material, of course.
Okay, so let's go ahead and get into Mr. Will Smith, a little bit of his music.
You want to get into his music?
Just a little bit. What did you think of Will Smith as an actor overall?
As an actor overall, again, a B. I think he's a B plus actor. Mm-hmm. I think he has a good sizable collection of blockbusters that were dope. And he does have 3 films that shows his acting range: Pursuit of Happiness, Ali, and 6 Degrees of Separation.
Okay, now what did you think about him as a rapper from some of the albums you listened to?
I thought he was a C rapper, but production-wise, being with Jazzy Jeff, I think was the apex of him musically. After that, not that much, with a couple of singles here and there.
Yeah, Millennium.
It had some catchy earworms. It was a catchy earworm album to me. What about you?
Yeah, I think after a while, the type of music Will Smith was making and the fact that he was getting a little older, he kind of started looking a little goofy. Like, you ever seen that movie, that video, Switch?
Put it over there. Ooh la la la. Yeah, that's a stupid ass song.
Yeah, Will Smith, he seemed a little too big for that.
Yeah, I guess I would say after the late 90s, it was time to hang it up.
A dope point of view says Will Smith was a diet Slick Rick. Yo, but actually Will Smith is Slick Rick, and what's the one you say, hey, just a friend? What's that dude's name? Y'all know his name. I can't think of his name. Biz Markie.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got a dope little song together.
Mm-hmm.
Woo!
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
They did.
But overall, Will Smith, you can't knock him. He came in and he did change the game, though.
Yeah, and I also admit they butchered Harley Quinn. They butchered everybody. I thought it was Suicide Squad was corny to me, sleepy.
You know what? Harley Quinn looked like Tank Girl.
Yeah. Well, about jading and also cross-dressing or adding women's clothing, it's nothing new, guys. George Clinton. The funky bunch, some of the styles in the 70s.
George Clinton wore a damn pamper.
Yeah. So, when it comes to artists, I don't know. I think some people hold them to a different standard that I think you guys and ladies shouldn't do that.
Marco Polo Illuminati theory. That song was about him and Jada being swingers. Switch.
You know what? That song probably was about them being swingers.
Oh man, come on. That was a good one, Marco Polo. That was a good one, homie.
Remember Mark Anthony, his interview? They asked, so what do you think about what do you think about shit, I'm forgetting her name. Jada. And he was like, you know, I think Jada is the type of woman you married. I mean, she's a very loyal woman. She's very intelligent. And I was like, what the fuck?
I thought Will Smith should have pulled a drive-by on the set right there. Hell, you talking about my woman like that publicly? What's wrong with your ignorant little ass? Don't saucy your ass across the line, nigga. You know, but I will say this, though. I like that Will Smith and Jay-Z did a joint venture on the Emmett Till documentary.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm going to be checking out Rogue One. Did anyone see Rogue One yet?
They said it's pretty good.
They
said it was pretty good.
Yeah, they said it's pretty good
They
film.
said it was better than the other film.
The audience.
Yes.
That even though the episode 7 of Star Wars got a higher rating for critics, this one, the audience said is better.
I only listen to the audience.
They said this one is for grown-ups, basically. Like they said, I mean, because you got to separate, and I understand what they were saying. Like, it was like the episode 7 was more for like everybody, it's little babies, goo goo gaga, right? But they said Rogue One is a bit more mature. You know, so I don't. Yeah, I agree with you, Zero. I do not like that Jada had got a surgery.
Well, she told everybody
that kind of irritated me.
She told everybody she said she always had them cheeks.
Oh, Q Media said Rogue One is weak.
He's the first person I heard say that.
But we'll go see it and see how it is eventually when we get the chance, and we'll see if it's corny or not.
I will say Willow Smith, she makes good music. She makes good music.
Yeah, she does. I mean, she was also on who she did.
Was it Childish Gambino or Kid Cudi?
She was on Kid Cudi's album.
Yeah.
She was on Kid Cudi's album.
Zero Tolerance. Pac tore that ass up. That's why Jada can't stop talking about him.
They were close. They grew up together. Jada and Pac grew up together. You know, they were also both in visual performing arts. And
you ever seen that one video, A Moment of Irony, where where Fresh Prince of Bel-Air's music is playing in the background and Tupac and Jada are dancing together? Mm-hmm. And she didn't know that she would end up marrying the guy that was rapping she was dancing to. That's crazy. It's a video floating on YouTube. It's like when Jada and Tupac are very young. They're like 17 and they're both dancing to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Parents just don't understand.
Yeah.
I was like, that's some weird shit.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy.
But everything connects. I mean, even how we got together in different things. It just all comes together.
No, ours was strictly an arranged marriage and Illuminati as well. So you know how that goes. But yeah, okay. Well, let's see.
Well, I do think though some of the critics pertaining to episode 7 was exaggerated, like how people were talking about Boyega's nostrils and stuff. I'm like, come on, that's just overkill to talk about.
Only thing I had a criticism of the film was. The way they advertised Boyega, you thought he was going to be able to be a Jedi, you know. But given the fact that the lightsabers were force activated,
well, he is.
Yeah.
Because when he picked up the lightsaber, it turned on.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that lightsabers are force activated. So Jedi's are the only ones that can activate them.
So he does have
something going on
that will be explored in episode 8.
Yeah, we'll see. But I will say with Boyega though, I am proud of the brother for what he's been able to do.
I like him as a person.
Like, Attack the Block was dope.
He's very funny.
Yeah,
I think he should get.
I am a Nigerian man.
I like him as a
I'd like to see Boyega and Idris Elba do something together.
Why not? Yeah, absolutely.
Who else is the Black Panther going to collect? They collect all the Negroes in Hollywood.
Angela Bassett, right? Michael B. Jordan, Lupita Nyong'o. Yeah, they're collecting a lot of different people.
That's gonna be good though. We're gonna see.
Yeah, I heard of some of Jada's band. It's metal. It's heavy metal. Da 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 da. Fuck you. Da 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 da. Is that type of shit?
Talking to Will Smith.
But I think she stopped.
Yeah,
I think she stopped with her.
She should have.
I think when she stopped with her band completely.
She actually has a nice singing voice though.
I also agree that people got to be careful. Just because a woman is in a lead and she has a lot of dope powers or smart or whatever, doesn't mean it's a feminist film. I will say though, because look, we see it with guys. We see films where guys are super powerful and we don't second guess it. It's kind of like I was reading under Rogue One, and there was a lot of guys saying, why are all these women in the lead of the Star Wars film? And actually, out of all the Star Wars film that are coming out,
It's 2.
there's only 3 out of the 10 films where there's 3. Out of those 10 films, is only going to be 3 of them where a woman leads. So I think people need to relax on that.
You know what? That whole thing, I mean, I don't know what it is about when they see women move around in a certain space that makes certain guys uncomfortable. You know, that's some shit you gotta figure out on your own. Like, what's wrong with me that I only want to see dicks?
No, because if you think about it, the only lead movies where the lead person is a woman, let's see, it's Episode 7, Rogue One, Wonder Woman that's coming out, and then you don't really see a black woman in any as a lead in any other film. But I did think for Star Trek, the new Star Trek movie, they did say it might be the actress who played Sasha from The Walking Dead. That's what I think.
That's gonna be good. That's gonna be a good look. I did see that, and her name is Sonequa Martin Green.
Yeah,
you know?
I want her to get more showcase too, because Sonequa, she's beautiful. She looks like seeing her from The Walking Dead, she looked like she's a good actress.
Well, they originally considered Angela Bassett for that role.
Really?
Yeah, but her scheduling got all jammed up.
With the Black Panther and stuff.
Yeah, they were strongly considering her for a lead role as a Star Trek captain. Mm-hmm. You know, so I think that's going to be dope. Man. Yeah, Tyrell Ford. You know, yeah, exactly. Prince Sus. Like, I'm trying to figure out, like, when I see, y'all got it. Come on, you know, there's like this weird hatred of a lot of women on the internet, and I hear some of these guys talk. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? What you doing? Like, we don't want to see no women in no hero films and shit like that. So that's my whole point on that.
Yeah, I mean, the last time we saw a run like that was like with Aliens with Sojourner Weaver.
Yeah, Sigourney Weaver. Yeah.
Also, Terminator, the first 2.
Yeah, Linda Hamilton. She was the G in that movie.
The first 2 Terminator films. So we really don't see a lot of it.
Hey, if you break it down, think about it. On average, you got, like, you know, more guys, they like the heroes, right?
In the majority of the time, it's white men.
Yeah. Then that's another thing, you know. But then when you break it down, you don't see too many women that are like carrying.
No, the order is mostly, the majority of it is white men. Then you have like the second tier, they'll have black men, and then not really any other group.
Something wrong with this nation, though. I'll just be honest with you. It's too comfortable with dicks. I'm not trying to be funny, you know. Now here's the thing. If that's your thing, you know, and you know, openly homosexual or whatever it is you're into, that's cool. But the problem I have is there is a very strong, subtle hatred of just women in general. I mean, anytime a woman touches something, like I seen some of the videos where there's women reviewing video games, and they're giving decent reviews, and then the niggas all in the comment section, this woman don't know what she talking about. You know what I'm saying? So it's that type of energy that I think is crazy, that's driving this country in the wrong fucking direction.
Yeah, someone even got mad about the whole Wonder Woman thing. They was like, well, realistically, women aren't as strong as men. I'm like, realistically, people can't fly. What the fuck are you talking about? It's a superhero film.
Look, realistically, I don't think men can deal with cramps, PMS, menstruation, giving birth. Realistically, let's go. I mean, we can play tit for tat. Yeah, so, you know, like I said, man, y'all just be open to some of those things. Like, you know, be happy, especially when they put some of the sisters up front. That's another thing y'all got to be happy about, too, man. Come on. So that's all I'm saying.
I'm just ready to see Black Panther in 2018.
Hey, man, they're going to have that warrior class up in there. They're going to have my man Chaz Bosman in there. You know what I'm saying? It's going to be a lot of dope things in there.
Oh, also someone said what you have been stating for a while now. White males have been battling their females from jump. then we caught their disease.
Kamu Mao, yes, I agree with you, because that wasn't originally the attention of black men and women. I mean, there were conflicts, but it wasn't to the same vitriolic hatred. Hey, you ever? Okay, I'll break this shit down. Thank you, Kamu Mao. Look, let me say something. Look at when black people and white people have sex in movies on screen. Okay, think about like The Best Man. Think about all of your romantic flicks with black women and men, right? When every time a black man and black woman about to make love on the screen, they make love like it's all smooth and shit, and they start caressing. They got Barry White playing in the background. You know, oops, somebody spilled some champagne, and like, oh, let me take my shirt off. It's all smooth and shit, right? Y'all ever seen when white people be on the screen, they slap each other in the face, they spit at each other, clawing each other, knocking over the phone and shit, knocking down important paperwork, breaking the computer, and then they get all real crazy. It's like some animal shit, man. It's an underlying anger right there.
Yeah, and then also, now that people are bringing up the UFC is racist.
Yeah, shout out to Corey Holcomb. He pointed that shit out a while back.
The UFC is trying to keep black men out. You know, they undercut them. A lot of them are the ones who even
brought the sport to where it is.
Yeah, I mean, Mr. Silva.
Anderson Silva.
Rampage.
Bones Jones, yes.
But they won't let Bones in anymore. He made his mistake, I get it, but they don't let him in. So, UFC is fucked up.
Yeah, it is. It is. Look, I always said, though, just the inception of the UFC was racist, okay? Because they couldn't do nothing in boxing. So then they went to the UFC, and then they start bad-mouthing boxing. Mm-hmm. Or if you in boxing, you a sissy with them marshmallow gloves on.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even Mayweather called them out on that, you know.
Yeah, Orania says Basic Instinct had all of that aggressiveness. That's what I'm saying.
But the crazy thing, though, for Basic Instinct, she wanted to kill him, and she changed her mind.
Same thing with Fatal
Attraction.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the underlying energy with their shit.
I hate them. I hate her. Fuck her. I'm gonna kill her.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. It was like even when I played Hitman, right?
Yeah.
I'm playing Hitman. He had a relationship with this doctor, right? But you know the company or whatever that is behind him said he has to kill her.
Yeah.
He has sex with her, everything. He still shoots her in the shower, even though he finds out later that she wasn't in the wrong.
Right.
And that the young girl, he helps to protect her. But I'm like, what?
But
You
look
couldn't pick up the phone? You couldn't talk to her?
But
He's going to
look at
go
that.
in the bathroom and shoot her up in the shower?
But that's my point, though, right? Now, don't get me wrong. Like, of course, black people, when it comes to sex, every now and then, some like it. On average, everybody likes what at different times. But what I'm saying with them, it's always that. You remember how Catwoman was doing Batman in the original Michael Keaton film? Mm-hmm. It's always that like that. They got this weird hatred for each other. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, of course, I feel like to
Joker
a degree,
or Harley Quinn.
Yeah, I feel like to a degree, like black men had picked up that hatred for women from white men. You know what I'm saying? And now with their sisters, you see on YouTube, you just got brothers chopping their sisters all damn day.
But I mean, like Young Thug and stuff. But you know, it's just a segment of them, and it's not everybody. You know, we have great people who follow us right now, black men and black women, and we just gotta keep continuing it. You know. Yes,
and that's why here on Thought Crimes we wanted to illustrate that dynamic that everybody was going.
He did have sex with her. They had flashback. He had flashbacks of having sex with her, from what I recall playing that game. Yeah, so it's crazy. It definitely is crazy.
Exactly. So that's the thing there, though. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, like we said, we just got to keep pushing it. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, as long as you got dope cats like Will Smith out there as well, you know what I'm saying? You'll see what they got going on, man. Mm-hmm. You know? So, Miss Sincere, you look like you're getting kind of quiet, that is. You winding down?
I mean, I want to keep it on the subject. We can do another one right after this, though.
Who?
I thought we was gonna do something on Janet Jackson, or we could do.
We'll do that next time because I gotta sit down with you and go.
We
and
could do
review.
Quentin Tarantino.
Quentin Tarantino. Quentin Tarantino.
Because I know they want to get on his subversive racism.
That shit is strong though. You can't hide that shit.
He's like, people tell me not to say nigger, but nigger was there at the time, so that's why I incorporate nigger in the film. You know, so no one could be getting mad at me.
Man, you know what? I'll be honest with you. I don't go watch his films unless it's like a Kill Bill. But his other shit, I'm not gonna lie, I can't fuck with his other shit.
He was on 106 in Park. This shit was funny. Somebody brought it up earlier, right? So the black people were talking to him like this. So, Quentin, how do you direct your film and also manifest the actors the way you do with the characters? Well, you see, my brother, my dog.
That motherfucker's a walking.
I'm like, what the fuck?
That motherfucker a walking blaxploitation.
Good morning, Marcus. Yeah, that shit was like,
you know,
what?
Quentin Tarantino. He's not a white guy in a black film. He's the honky in a blaxploitation film. Yeah, I'm down with it.
Yeah, he was talking all that gibberish, and the black. They was like, okay, so Quentin, you know, what made you choose Jamie
What's up,
Foxx?
my black man? Yeah. Give me some on the backside. High timey time. Boy, you one jive cat. Oh, no, you didn't. Fuck Quentin Tarantino.
I'm like, what the fuck is this? And then it was so embarrassing, man. It was so embarrassing.
I cannot, like, the Reservoir Dogs, Jackie Brown.
Yeah.
Like, the shit where he's cutting up with the nigger, I can't watch them films.
Yeah,
it's
like
hard for me to watch
even
it.
though there wasn't any black men in Reservoir Dogs, he was talking shit about them.
Pulp Fiction was another one.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, got raped in Pulp Fiction.
Oh, yeah, Ving Rhames got raped in Pulp Fiction.
Mm-hmm.
You got guns, and you got butter.
And that was a disturbing scene. The ball they had in his mouth and everything.
I'm like, come
that's
on.
Some crazy shit.
I said, come on. Cameron Million said Rogue One is definitely fire.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay, I'll be checking it out. Also, you're welcome. We want everyone to check out Chris Hedges because he's definitely on top of different things pertaining to what's going on in the United States government.
Yeah.
But thank you as well for checking him out.
Actually, Charlie, I agree with you. A one-off UFC fight, Mario Van Peebles versus Tarantino. I would love to see that shit. Mario Van Peebles is an underrated director. Mm-hmm. But nah, I can't do Quentin, man. I tried to like go back and watch his films. And Django,
I ain't seen no Jewish guy get raped in Glorious Bastards.
This shit is just over the top.
Put that ball in your mouth. Oh, man. Nazi Germany.
And look,
put the ball in your mouth.
Here's the fucking thing about that scene. They did the shit in slow motion. Remember, Sincere? Like when they opened the door.
It was really slow and disgusting.
And you see Ving Rhames.
And then you had the little guy. He was like, his little suit. That shit was creepy, man. Yeah. That's some creepy shit.
My question was, how the fuck did Ving Rhames prepare for that shit?
I don't know. With his ass out like that.
He had the ball in his mouth.
BSTM ball in his mouth. That shit was crazy. And then Bruce Willis' character, he's like, man, this guy was about to screw me over, but I can't allow him to be continuously raped. So he got.
And it showed, you know what they did in that movie? They showed that the white man could overcome his hang up and save the nigger.
Yeah.
You know, and then they had the little love music. Man, look. Pulp Fiction, that was the first scene in the movie I did not see coming.
It was really disturbing. And that little mascot guy disturbed me the most. With the thing on his head, the leather mask and shit. And he was waiting on the side like it was sexy and shit. He's like, I'm waiting for my turn. And that shit was crazy.
Drop a bomb. Fuck Quentin Tarantino.
Man, I had nightmares after I saw that because I was watching all these movies. The good ones like Men in Black and stuff.
Right.
But all that, I saw that as a kid. When I saw that movie, it was like, oh shit in my head. I was like, whoa. Man, nightmares.
Look at this. I had never looked at Ving Rhames as hard again. I never looked at him as a hard nigga again.
Yeah.
I used to think that nigga was hard, but when I saw that with the ball in his mouth and he was screaming, man, that was terrible. But yeah, the only I heard that Quentin Tarantino is supposed to be doing Kill Bill 3. Mm-hmm. I don't know how that's going to work.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to work out.
Yeah, because the dude was going, Marcus Graham said fuck Will Smith. Marcus Graham, go ahead and tell us why.
Yeah, we already finished talking about his discography pertaining to a film. Also, what are other people are saying in the comments, Mr. Prince?
King Pudge 1921. Shout out to you, homie. He says, damn, I just woke up. My hair nappy as fuck. I missed everything. I'm finna roll one up and listen from the beginning as soon as this ends. That's what's up.
Listen to the beginning, King Pudge. It was definitely funny. It was definitely funny going through Will Smith's catalog.
Yeah, man. You know, Will Smith, man. I mean, hey, man. He
Sean's
put in
like,
work.
why would he agree to that? Well, the one where he was getting fucked in Pulp Fiction.
Come on, man. It'd be great for your career, my brother.
Man, I don't.
High timey. You can tell Quentin Tarantino's the type of motherfucker. While Ving Rhames got his ass up, he making all type of bad jokes in between scenes.
He does seem like the type. I don't know, man. You know, I don't even like talking about that scene too long. Okay. After that scene, I stopped the movie. Haven't watched Pulp Fiction since. See, ended Rick's movie career. It did. It did his career because that shit was creepy. Did the second guy in the room with the fucking leather mask and shit? It was the creepy noise. I was like, what type of demonic shit is
like
this?
I said, I just want to know what was going through Ving Rhames' mind the day he ate breakfast for that.
It's just.
Okay, Pam Griffey says, what about a review of Spike Lee films?
Oh, we will. We'll get into that. We actually will do another live stream with about his catalog as well.
Yeah. He you know what, Spike Lee, they still, the way they rate him though is still not. It's still kind of unfair.
It's not appropriately.
Yeah, it's not appropriate.
Yeah.
They kind of did him dirty a little bit, you know. But he didn't give a fuck. That's one thing about Spike. You got to admit, he did not give a fuck.
Yeah, and it's just like, I mean, I know a lot of movies want to imitate life, you know, and there's rape scenes. It's not like, you know, they want to reflect sometimes maybe how a man have to deal with being raped. But that shit was just too much. It was, first of all, it was a stylized film, Pulp Fiction. So he just threw that in there just to have it in there.
The reason why I didn't like it, it was the way they... Like, it's like, if you think about it, Sincere, throughout the entire movie, Ving Rhames' character, he has the most power in the film. Then all of a sudden, in this one scene, he's just been lowered. His stock has been lowered, and he's got a fucking tennis ball apple in his mouth.
Anyway, someone said, will we be going live tonight?
We'll see, you all.
I mean, if we do go live tonight, it will be around 8 p.m.
It'll be a little later. We will make sure
Central
we'll try.
time.
Yes.
Yeah, if we go. Yeah.
But yeah, you know, it is what it is. Quentin Tarantino, he's probably gonna do something, some more stuff.
Yeah, Marco Polo. I don't know. I thought they were supposed to take that whole rape thing out of Batman because they still have it on the table. That would be crazy.
Fuck, if they rape Ving Rhames, they better rape Batman.
Fuck.
They better rape him. Fuck white supremacy. I'm for equality with this shit.
That's true. If you're gonna do that to him in Pulp Fiction, then why not Batman? Fuck Batman now too, right?
Yeah. And he running around in a leather costume.
Mm-hmm, that's true.
So he'll fit right in. Yeah, you right. Sean's 12SS. Sam Jackson survives but gets called a nigger real crazy. I remember that. Remember in
Pulp Fiction?
Pulp Fiction, yeah.
You stupid, dirty nigger. Yeah. I mean, Quentin loves saying the word nigger too.
He does.
Yeah, he was even at the Oscars. I put nigger in there because it is appropriate.
And then he did subversive shit like in Django that he knew was gonna piss the brothers off, right? Let me tell you what he did. Quentin Tarantino ain't shit, right? He goes like this, like in the movie, they had the brothers in Django fighting like some gorillas and shit, right? Oh, yeah. Then they had all the sisters like, ha, ha, ha. like they were all clean or had. So he knew it was going to create some sort of division and actually have Negroes walking away believing that black women had it easier in slavery.
Yeah, it was a stupid portrayal.
Yeah, and then that's because Quentin Tarantino lives in a blaxploitation world, and he talked about it.
That's all the movies he watched.
Yo, it's like, okay,
in the 70s, he will only watch those films and martial art films.
Look. People act like, when I was up there in Austin, them white kids act like he was doing something new. I says he's just remixing blaxploitation shit. No, man, this is a new style and it's never been done.
Yeah, I agree with you. And it's definitely bullshit. Ashley states, why do you think Samuel Jackson has never publicly checked Tarantino on his use of the word? I don't know.
He's giving him a pass. He said it himself.
He's giving Quentin a pass because Quentin
is paying him. Quentin's done
money.
a lot. You got to understand, Quentin has done a lot for his career too.
Samuel Jackson is very funny. He just he does just enough so no one ever calls him a Sambo or anything, but he does do some backdoor dealings with money and
well,
shit.
it's kind of hard to look at him as a Sambo when
he got such a strong voice and
and
he comes off.
Yeah, motherfucker. He's very aggressive.
And he's called out other white people like white people full of shit. But in this particular case, he does not do it to Quentin.
No, he won't, man.
No,
because Quentin looked like he can't wait to black ball somebody.
Signing those checks, I'm reading Marcus' comments. It's funny.
Samuel Jackson got some small teeth. Yeah, man.
Small ass teeth.
Yeah, Samuel Jackson, man. I mean, he's done so many films. They said actually.
Will we even be able to do a live stream on his?
I'm not going to even attempt. I'm not doing it.
Get these motherfucking snakes off my motherfucking plane.
And nothing affects him. He can do the shittiest movie and it don't affect him.
Actually, he made a shitty movie with Blockbusters, Snakes on the Plane.
People
thought it was hilarious though. Snakes on the Plane was a funny ass movie.
Yeah, it was. Let me see something here, because Samuel Jackson, he does cuts up, man.
But someone brought up an interesting point. Quentin resurrected Sam's career after he got hooked on drugs.
That's why he ain't seen nothing.
So that's why Quentin is his token white person who could say nigger and do no wrong.
Oh yeah, he don't care
with his ebonic speech. Quentin is annoying, man.
Yeah, I've seen his interviews and it is. I think the word nigger it's a beautiful word. Mm-hmm. I don't think there's nothing wrong with it. Why are black people getting offended?
I lived in the word nigger when I used to watch Foxy Brown 24/7.
It's a beautiful word. Can you imagine the shit he say to his black girlfriends?
You nigger bitch. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm sure.
You said nigger bitch. You know what else was a goofy film Samuel Jackson did? Lakeview Terrorists.
That one was funny. I was like, Sam, why you do that stupid film?
And this shit, he was just pissed off. He was the worst neighbor. He was the worst neighbor, just coming in wrong, shining light. And then there was a scene in the movie where when he shined the lights in the Kerry Washington and her boyfriend's character.
He had a Sheriff Clark mentality, but not turned on black people.
Yeah, but look, here's the thing about it though. They had that scene in. It was like the dude, the white guy. He couldn't. I was like, close your blind.
Whoa! Hateful Eight had a mouth rape scene, Sean. Who was the one? Who was the person who was mouth raped?
It wasn't Denzel, was it?
Denzel wasn't in that.
You want to shove that all the way down my throat like that? Just like that? Like that? Boom. Boom. Marco Polo Black Snake Moan was funny. That was like a porno movie without the sex. It was a bad porno movie without the sex. But yeah, Lakeview Terrorists. That was a biopic on Sheriff David Clark's life.
Yeah, yeah, man.
That movie was a trip, man. Oh yeah, Marcus Graham said, "Hell yeah, he raped that nigga mouth." What?
But who? Sam?
Who was it?
Was it Sam? Man, that's crazy.
Something up with that. Yo, everybody's saying it. Samuel Jackson had his dick sucked by a crying. Come on.
Yo, he loves black men with his dick out. Jamie had his dick out.
Oh, he had Jamie's dick out and upside down. And then there's a whole scene where the guy's holding on to Jamie Foxx's dick as he's doing the dialogue with him.
Damn. He always so in Pulp Fiction we have a black man who had his ass out, bent over and raped. And in The Hateful Dead we have a Confederate guy sucking Sam's dick. In Django we had Jamie Foxx character out with his ass out and his penis out. I mean,
Samuel Jackson raping somebody's mouth, man.
I don't even know what to say, man.
Did he call him a motherfucker while he was doing it? That's a damn shame, man. Anything for that paper, though.
Yeah.
Anything. I'm sorry, that's a no-fly zone.
It got nominated for an Oscar too. Hateful.
It got nominated for an Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
That I did not know.
Razor's like yuck.
Man, that is some bullshit, man. Yo, that is some bullshit. Yo, and Tarantino, he has no problem with it. Like, he has no problem with it.
I think he has to get off of it in a little
Sexually,
bit.
yes.
Like how he talks about it too, like when he's on Howard, his work and everything. He just enjoys it.
Well, a lot of them appreciate the Tyrell Ford, man. I just roll in and out of them, man. Somebody told me I was a bad impressionist.
Oh, Motormouth Kelly said, so Spike Lee had Kerry Washington fucking a woman in one of his roles. True, but it wasn't like the like with Quentin though, it's like all the rape, the mouth rape, ass rape.
It's over the top with the men.
It's over the top with the men. It wasn't even like on anything romantic. I know it wasn't even like on some Brokeback Mountain shit. It was just rape, like the black guys are exploited. Rape, fuck,
Fucking nigger.
Naked. I want to see you naked.
And they always get called a nigger. Them motherfuckers gonna be captains in space and then get into it with an alien. Aliens choking them, you fucking nigger.
Yeah, because with the Spike Lee movie where he had Kerry Washington, like she wasn't no one was calling her a nigger or she calling somebody else a nigger and like, oh bitch, take it. Like it was none of that.
Yeah, Tarantino, he get off on that shit. Mm-hmm. He got to, because there's too much subversive elements. Oh yeah, Kamo Mao. Yes, Mao. Yes, you're right. Oh yeah, she hates me.
Yeah, that's the name of the film.
That shit was funny though. Mm-hmm. The ending though, it did have a powerful message at the end. Kind of went over a lot of people's head though.
Yeah, the ending was just about, birthing children is a serious thing. It's something that is important and being in your child's life, so you shouldn't take that for granted by having sex with different women.
I was watching that movie. I said, this nigga stupid. Mm-hmm. He having sex with all these women.
And then he had to do, was brought to court.
Some of the sex scenes were very funny, though.
It was. Oh, my God. Yeah,
when he got that big lady on her, she says, lay down. He says, oh okay. Oh, dear. Did y'all like Red Hook Summer?
Yeah, let us know. Also, Jonathan said Quentin is still mad because his mama was pimped by a black pimp in the 1970s. That's probably true.
He probably would have enjoyed that shit, though. That motherfucker perverted. Sims Afro Kid. Oh, I appreciate you, bro.
Would you watch a movie, Prince, with Steve Harvey in a Quentin Tarantino movie?
I will watch the film so I can get pissed off enough so I can rant about it and get some views on YouTube. I guess I'm the nigga today.
Well, y'all all saw those pictures of Steve Harvey, right, with his shit off, Mr. Potato Head.
Somebody was telling me, what if Steve Harvey? A nigga told me, you going in on Steve Harvey? What if he was gonna give you a chance? Well, shit, nigga, I missed it. Then I don't give a fuck. I didn't say what I said. I thought so. That's true. Red Hook Summer was good. I liked that movie. It had a very powerful message.
Which also people bring out a point they felt Spike Lee has a problem. He has a problematic history of over sexualizing black female characters.
I was just about to talk to you about that.
And he did the same thing in the Chicago movie.
Well, you and I, we kind of had like
that rape scene. I forgot about that. It
was something I brought up, right?
Yeah.
And I was talking about that. I talked about how he did it, and she hates me. She
gotta have it.
She gotta have it.
Rape scene in that one, and also the Chicago one. It was a rape scene.
But it's all of his films, though. All of his films is like extremely. there's moments where the sex scenes it's like it's weird. It's like it's placed at the wrong time.
The girl almost gonna get raped or some shit like that.
Yeah,
It is really weird. That is a good point. So I think that is what Motormouth Kelly was talking about as well. No, that's a good point.
Sean 12-7 double S. He said, yo, I was about to low key unsub Thought Crimes for that Steve Harvey pick.
Okay,
and the survey says baby oil.
Also, I'll let everybody know I do the thumbnails because Prince will not be looking at those photos. So for the Steve Harvey one, I had to put those photos though to illustrate something.
Look,
you know?
because some of y'all was like, I was doing the thumbnails. Y'all know goddamn well I'll be one cursing motherfucker with that damn mouse clicking on that shit.
Yeah, so no, Prince doesn't be looking at those photos.
I don't be doing no thumbnails. I do not want to see I don't even click on the video. It's on our channel. I don't even click on the fucking video.
He has it.
Sincerely, whatever. If it works, because she do the thumbnails. She do the thumbnails. Like on my channel, I do a lot of the video editing. Occasionally, I'll mess with the program she uses. But when it comes to the thumbnails, Sincere does that. So no, I did not put that up in y'all faces.
Yeah, he didn't do it.
Oh yeah, yo, Tyrell Ford's talking about Sean Kingston. Do you want to romp with me? Do you want to romp with me? I said, who is this nigga? Because I don't hear him when he's singing.
I know, that shit was funny though.
He was trying. I felt bad for him because he felt he had to flex on game.
But towards the middle of his rant, then he started to feel self-conscious because he's like, why are you beating up on an R&B singer, a pop singer?
What he did though, what he was doing when he kept doing all like, you want to romp with me, right? He was feeling himself. But halfway through, he was like, oh shit, I might see this nigga.
Exactly. That's why it was like his face dropped quickly and he was like, and Game, why are you picking on a pop singer? That's what he turned.
Because he understand Game likes to pay visit to niggas like doctors.
I had to illustrate a point, Sean's. That's why I put it there, because y'all had to see Mr. Potato Head. Overly tanned Steve Harvey. And what he does behind the scene. Think about it. What 50-year-old man take photos like that of himself?
Didn't even hit the gym though. That's the disrespectful shit. The nigga didn't even hit the gym. You know, he didn't even have brothers be like, yo, I want to look like that at that age.
And when he had his shirt off and stuff, where he was taking that picture, did y'all see that cowboy who was next to him, the brother with his shirt off, middle age, and that cowboy hat? That looked like some,
I ain't gonna lie, shit did look
questionable shit.
The shit did look like a screenshot from a gay porn. Yeah. In the survey, they swipe my butt. Yo, man, Steve Harvey, man, that guy's a piece of work, man.
He is.
He's a piece of work.
He said he'll let somebody paint his butthole red for $1 million.
I like it. You know who I like to see go in on Steve Harvey besides myself is Corey Holcomb, man. That shit is funny, man. Yo. Know Thyself 13. Remember there was a campaign a long time ago. It was called Fuck Steve Harvey, and it was Tyler the Creator did that shit. Mm-hmm. That shit was funny.
Yeah, I think definitely that was funny.
Yeah, man. But you think Steve Harvey would have been as big as he is now if Bernie Mac was alive? Hell
no. Look, first of all, also Steve. Look, there's certain people that I feel on YouTube, they're racist, and black people shouldn't fall for it when they are like, oh, Prince wouldn't have gotten big if it wasn't for the Illuminati or Michael Jackson or Janet Jackson or other people. But when it comes to Steve Harvey, there's nothing extraordinary about Steve Harvey. He did something to get his position.
Paula Dean, them slaves.
Yeah, I don't care about slavery. Shit. All that. Like, come on.
Marcus Graham said Steve had Bernie killed. I'm going to tell you time again.
Yeah. Steve Harvey is a weirdo. I'm being honest. I would never want to meet that guy. Never.
Yeah, man. He was been all over the place, man. And I
Spike Lee does play both sides. I don't mean of sexuality. He do be on pro-black and then doing questionable things on the other side.
Oh no, here's the thing.
He's like a fucking pancake getting flipped.
He was funny. Look, when Jada Pinkett said boycott the Oscars, right? Mm-hmm. Then they asked him about it. He goes like this, well, I'm not saying I'm boycotting the Oscars. I'm just not going. Mm-hmm. And then it was like, so are you a part of the Oscar So White campaign? Yeah. No, I'm going to go see the Knicks play.
Mm-hmm. And he said that right after he got that lifetime achievement from the Oscars. Before he wasn't saying that. So he a trifling, motherfucker for real. I wouldn't trust him. But yeah, Bernie was the man. Bernie was dope.
Yeah, I always said that about Spike Lee. I always question how he has his women portrayed sexually in films. Like it's just over the top a lot of times.
Motormouth and someone else also brought it up. It's true. He do have like this strong sexual abuse towards black women. I remember one black woman brought it up for Chirac, and he got mad because it was a rape scene that took place in Chirac because the women weren't having sex. They said, "Low, until y'all change your ways" or something like that, and he had a rape scene in there too.
Then a lot of times, Spike Lee, you know what I don't like about him? He don't know how to respond to questions sometimes, and he get grumpy.
He gets really mad, yeah.
All I'm saying is, why when you ask me this, you don't?
That's what they did. That's what they did with the black woman asked him about the rape scene.
Oh wow! And he snapped.
Yeah, he got defensive.
And he's supposed to be one of these enlightened Negroes of the community.
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Yeah, your brothers gotta get out of that shit when it comes to these sisters, man. Some of these black women just have legitimate questions and they just want to know, like, what was the thought process behind this? Look, first of all, Chirac was goofy because they had everybody.
Skittle ass movie.
They had Wesley Snipes in there. They had all them gang members dressed up like they worked.
Orange, purple.
They had all them gang members dressed up like they worked in the Willy Wonka chocolate factory.
Yeah, it was horrible.
And then, what was it?
Taste the rainbow. Come on.
Yo, and then Wesley Snipes was dressed like a purple Power Ranger with that eye patch.
Mm-hmm. Well, someone actually said Steve Harvey was actually cool. They met him at a business conference. My team hosted, and actually he's a pretty cool and approachable person.
You're the first person I heard say that, but I'll take your word for it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, anything can happen.
Yeah, maybe I didn't find my cards that day. Yeah, man, but I don't know what Spike Lee was trying to portray with that film. I don't. It just looked like he kind of got lost. Mm-hmm. And I think he just got recessive, stagnant.
Yeah. And well, also Motormouth Kelly, and that's just really, and She Hates Me, that all lesbians need to have sex with a man and they will all enjoy it. I mean, you know what? That could have been also something they were saying in the film too.
What was that?
Well, she brought up a good point, interesting point, that She Hates Me, with all the women and even some of the lesbians. Basically, they were saying that all they need to do is have sex with a man, and they will enjoy it. And that's pretty ignorant, because there's a segment of lesbians that do not enjoy that at all. So I think Spike Lee does have some stupid shit in his movies, now that people bring it up.
It's specifically towards the black women. Mm-hmm. If you watch the film, that's what I was saying about in Jungle Fever, the opening scene, right? Where Wesley and his woman, they like going all at it, and then the girl is smiling and enjoying it too. Like the shit was too weird for me. It was too weird for me. Even if I subconsciously was getting turned on, the fucking little girl is there. Uh-huh. So I'm like, I don't know what this shit is about, and I've seen that in Spike's film over and over and over. So it is a little weird to me.
Yeah, he has some questionable things in his films. Absolutely.
Okay, Marcus, here, homie, here's the email. I'm going to go sit here and send it to you. Mm-hmm. If you all are looking to contact I or Sincere or Thought Crimes as a collective.
Yes, because we will be winding down soon.
You know what I'm saying? There it is, homie. There it is. Yeah, hey, man, it's right above you. I just sent it.
Yeah, Marcus Graham, we just sent the email.
Marcus Graham, you didn't look. So check it out.
You're welcome.
And that's what you're going to do right there. You're going to use that goddamn email. Mm-hmm. I think Spike, did you see Chirac?
No, but I didn't bother seeing that. But, I heard what the girl said and her issue with it. And when I saw him react the way he did, I was like, I have no interest seeing it. I have no interest seeing it now.
Oh, Gregory Birch says Wesley needed that check after the government bent him over for those taxes. Actually, you know what happened, Gregory Birch? Wesley Snipes was the victim of poor advice from a charlatan that told him he didn't have to pay his taxes.
Yeah, it was somebody who fucked him out of the money. Even Denzel tried to vouch for Wesley, but he still had to do the jail time. Also, yes, we are looking forward to the Black Panther movie in 2018. I like Ryan Coogler. Actually, I love Ryan Coogler as a director. The black talent he has put on the Black Panther movie is great, and he seemed like he has creative control. So as of now, I am really excited for it.
Oh, I'm already ready. I'm interested in seeing what Todd McFarlane's going to do with the reboot of Spawn. He said he wants to go in the horror direction as well.
And yeah, Sean, more than likely we will be streaming today at
shit.
8.
King Pudge 1921. Bernard Hopkins. Oh, man, he got his ass whooped. Damn, that was supposed to be his last fight, too. Well, he was 51 years old, but he's a healthy 51-year-old, man.
You know, it's healthy. You can't win everyone. So
Wesley should have used them Blade royalty. Wow, man. Oh yeah, Gregory Birch. Anytime you get a chance, check it out. They really did Wesley dirty.
Yeah, they did.
They did him dirty, man. Yes, actually, they are rebooting Spawn. Google it. You can even follow Todd McFarlane on Facebook. I'm friends with him on Facebook. But yeah, he's always. Yo, he was actually trying to get Jamie Foxx to play Spawn, which I'm glad that passed.
Yeah, I'm glad that didn't work.
I'm sorry,
either.
Jamie Foxx is just not serious looking to me.
For that particular role.
He worked for Spider-Man a little bit, right? What did you think? How do you think about Jamie's performance in Spider-Man?
It was all right, but I just didn't like Sony's portrayal of the whole thing anyway.
Exactly. The comics, it was a very successful independent comic, man. And, it was really dope. The first Spawn movie, it's just a cheesy classic.
Yeah, it's a cheesy class. It's a camp, but it's better than, of course, Shaq's movie. But
it's Hammer Time.
But even Shaq movie as a kid, it was enjoyable. It's enjoyable, campy movies.
I want to say that there's all the police out there, they're doing real good. I think that a lot of black people are out of line when they talk about.
And a lot of people are waiting for you to also do a review of Kid Cudi's new album. I see a lot of comments here on Twitter.
Y'all want me to do a review of Kid Cudi? Man. Yeah, because y'all know, man, Kid Cudi, that's my dude right there, man. That's my dude. Cause I was ready to body slam Kanye West over his comments about Kid Cudi. I said, bro, you playing games now.
No, he backpedaled after that and said, he made a mistake.
That boy backpedaled and became a golden lord. Lords. Y'all, Shaq was on Shaq Fu Sega Genesis. That was the shit.
I just want to say.
And Shazam.
I got an uppercut.
Yo, y'all remember Shazam? Tell me that wasn't another slave nigga movie.
How can I grant you your wish today?
By doing what I say.
Okay, what would that be?
Well, I want a house for starters, and you have to make it clean.
I will make it clean. What else do you need?
Well, can't think of something right now, but when I do, just make sure you make it happen.
Okay, all you gotta do is pull on my chain or the noose, but not too hard. Shazam.
Yes, man. Ye looks like a zombie, man.
He does.
But we're gonna be winding down, Sincere, cause she give me that look, y'all. She like, man, nigga, don't you do this shit again.
No, it's not about look. We explored our topic, and I want everything to be fresh for everyone 24/7.
Yes.
We do stuff.
Yeah. Oh yeah, Sam Paula. You guys sound tired. You need some food and rest. Man, Sam Paula, I appreciate you, brother. We gonna go ahead and crash in a bit here, man. But we just be having fun, that is, man.
Oh, still was funny with that cheap medal they gave him.
You see that one?
Like, what's up? They gave him some 3rd grade fucking medal for Shaq, a superhero, black man superhero. Boy, I was like, he did some shit.
Yo, when he turns his head, the mask was flapping.
Mm-hmm.
It was flapping, so you could tell it wasn't like the metal was cheap. It was plastic.
Yep.
It's Hammer Time.
So yeah, everyone, we're winding down. We might be streaming again tonight at 8:00 p.m. Central Time. If you see us up, we will be there.
Right, exactly. We'll go ahead and do that. That is, y'all, and we're gonna go ahead and crash. That is, folks. We love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying, and we appreciate y'all even rocking with us here. What is it? Sunday morning.
Yes, Sunday morning.
Sunday. I need to get some sleep before my shift. Night, Prince Solo, and Sincere. Gregory Birch, y'all brothers take care as productive citizens of society and combating stereotypes every day. I'm proud of all of you black men and women. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
All right, folks, y'all go ahead and enjoy yourselves. Have a wonderful service and Sunday.
Absolutely.
And be sure to not tip your pastor. This is your boy Prince Solomon.
And your girl Sincere.
Peace. We are out.
The